What is up, Raider Nation? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, sorry. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I like. Dude. Hey, how we doing? What is going on out there? We're gonna hop on for a little while, see who wants to come in and chat, talk about some shit. Ravens just won. Steelers are gone. Chargers lost in usual fashion, as everybody can see. So, so far it was a good day. Uh, Chargers are out. Steelers are out. I was going to wait for tomorrow's game to figure out who goes where and what happens starting next week with the divisional round stuff. Now that we're past the wild card of the AFC, except for one game tomorrow, see what happens there. Figured nobody else was really on right now, so I figured I'd hop on for a little while and see if we can stir up some problems, get some trouble. see who's tuning in. Damn, I did it again. I forgot my mic up there. See who's tuning in. Talk some questions. Possibly have people join in with me. We'll see. Depends on how many people we get in here. Let's see here. So that game's over. So football for today is done. Ravens won. Texans won. So I thought the Steelers were going to make a little bit of a game of it there towards the end, but no. Hey Pigs, what's going on? How we doing? What's new? What's new? How you been? Still on kind of an emotional shit from this week with all the news with the Raiders. Yeah, dude, Henry is unbelievable. I thought the Steelers were going to make a game of that today. What's up, GP Steelers? I really thought, the first half they were kind of flat. Obviously, they had that one touchdown, and in the second half they looked a little bit better. Like I said, I thought they were going to be able to pull something out of that, but apparently not. Baltimore's a tough team, man. Their running game is insane. Their defense looked unbelievable tonight. They really stepped it up on the defensive side. That's for damn sure. So it'd be nice if we could, watch our team play in the playoffs, but but as a consolation prize, I guess I'll take it because the Chargers got bumped now. So in typical fashion, yeah, they play great. They make the playoffs. Yeah, great. You're gonna lose anyway. Sure as shit. They lose in the playoffs. Some things never change with that team, no matter who's in charge, who's their star players, the coach, nothing changes. They still hit it hard. Let's see, what do we got? Makes you scratch your head and wonder how we handled them so well. Yeah. I know. Well, I think what happened there was the fact that it was still so early in the season. They still weren't like fully gelling as a team. It's Derrick Henry's. It was his second game with the team, so it took a little while. My brothers are in California by the Wi-Fi. They've been asked to evacuate. I know that things have kind of changed over there today. A few new fires popped up. I know they're getting help from up in the Northwest. I know Seattle sent a task force down there to that. I think I saw Salt Lake City sent in another department nearby there, sent the task force in. So I know that I also saw that Mexico sent up a bunch of forest firefighters, some smoke eaters up there too. I think they sent like 100 firefighters came up from Mexico to help out. They're getting the help, but it's still not enough. Yeah, Dream Runner. If have you been in touch with them recently? Like how far are they from it, or how close are they? Have they been asked to evacuate? If they have, I hope hope they're getting out of there. Like, I've said all week since, that started out there that every time I get on, I've been, saying to everybody to pay attention to when they're telling you to evacuate and leave the area to, get your shit together, get your loved ones together and get out. Don't screw around. Let's see here. They went to the cabin a couple hours away. Oh, all right. So they got out of the danger area then. The coverage defense was suspect when we played them. Yeah, like I said, they still weren't fully functional as a team. Like if we would have played them a couple of weeks later, they would have destroyed us. Yeah, they went to their cabin a couple hours away. All right, so they got out of the danger area then. So that's good then. At least they're safe then, I take it, obviously. Yeah, like I've said before, when I was in the fire service, being on the East Coast, we never had fires like that, wildfires. I mean, we had brush fires, but those were like minuscule compared to this. What's going on out there that's just horrible. And just all the other things that are going along with it too, with the water supply being an issue, the manpower being an issue, budget cuts. That's what usually happens in cities and towns and such when they start to look to cut the budget. It's your emergency services that usually take the hit first, whether it be police, fire, EMS, which sucks, but what are you going to do? Go Lions. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Lions. I want to see the Lions make the Super Bowl. I really do. I'm all for it, to be honest with you. Hang on. I was just talking to someone to see if they wanted to come in here. Yeah, I think the Lions are definitely my pick. I'm kind of hoping it's Detroit and Buffalo in the Super Bowl, because I look at it this way too: no matter what happens, someone's going to win the Super Bowl that's never won before, so that's like a bonus. I just don't want KC there again. I'm done with that. I'm tired of KC hanging around. It's time for them to finally disappear for good. I've had enough of that. Let me see here. There it is. There it is. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So, anybody got anything specific they want to talk about? I don't know how many Raider fans are watching. I know Pig's in here. Dream Runner, I know you're in here too. Yeah, Jay Spence. I mean, you want to talk Lions? I mean, I know enough about other teams in the league. I don't know just it's not like just Raiders content here. But I think the Lions are scary. I'm just more. I get worried when teams have a bye week sometimes. Kansas City's been there enough that they know how much time to take off before they need to really start getting ready again. Tomorrow's game is going to be good. I hope Buffalo just wipes the floor with Denver. That way there's two more teams from the AFC West that are out. And then just pray to God that when Kansas City plays next week, whoever they end up drawing on that game, they get blown out. I don't care if they get blown out. I just want them to lose by 1 point. Just to lose. Want them out. Tied to KC. I'm sure everybody else is too. And in the entire NFL, I'm sure they're tied to KC. And anybody in the AFC West, I'm sure they're tired of them too. I mean, I've had it with them. Man, Derrick Henry. Jesus Christ, this guy's unbelievable. Did you see they almost ran for 300 yards? They were a couple yards shy of 300 yards rushing for a total offense on that team. They ran the ball like in mid-40s, 40-something. They only threw it like 20 times. They didn't have to. Derrick Henry was just running so well. You're running games kicking. What do you need to throw it for? Pittsburgh was forced to throw a lot because they were playing from behind most of the game. And Najee Harris, six carries, 17 yards rushing. Derrick Henry, 26 carries, 186 yards and 2 touchdowns. You know, just that close, 14 yards away from a 200-yard rushing game in the playoffs. Those first 3 meetings, yeah. So 28-14, Steelers go down. One of the reasons why I don't trust Vrabel, he has Henry making him look good all those years. Yeah, true. I mean, didn't have much for quarterback situations when he was there. I don't think it's going to make a difference with Vrabel. I'm not. You don't have to worry about it, Pigs. He's not going to be coming here for an interview. I mean, he's already interviewed in New England. He's going to New England. That's pretty much that's a done deal. They fulfilled their Rooney Rule issue. You know, they interviewed minority coaches. They've already interviewed Vrabel. I mean, I'm sure the contract's already being printed out as you know, as he was walking out the door that day, going back to his hotel. So I think that's a done deal. I expect him to be the first coach to be listed as hired. He's the first one that's going to come out. Let's see, what do we got here? I think Jackson Dart is going to have a massive rise at this year. I think so too. I think his stock's already risen since that bowl game he had a couple weeks ago. He played great. He's definitely one of the quarterbacks I'd be definitely interested in out of this draft. Everybody knows I don't want either Shador or Ward. I'm good with either one of them not showing up there. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like the whole Saleh thing. I know earlier, um, later on in the season, as we were getting close to at the end of the year, and we were talking about, as a possibility of like who would some of us like to see come in as a head coach, and I had said I'd like Vrabel, and if Vrabel's here, if he could bring in like a Robert Saleh as his DC, and if Daboll got fired from New York for the Giants, he would have been a great option as an offensive coordinator also. But now Daboll's staying. Saleh's coming in to interview as a head coach. If it could turn into possibly, like, say we end up hiring Ben Johnson, would we be able to try and snag Saleh as our defensive coordinator if not offering him the head coaching job? Sacktown Mike, what's up, brother? How you doing? I'm totally fine with Saleh in either position, as a head coach or as a defensive coordinator. I would prefer to see him paired with a offensive-minded head coach and him being the DC. I mean, that would be, so again, Ben Johnson and him. And even if Ben Johnson stays as Ben Johnson pegs himself as the offensive coordinator / head coach / OC and calling the plays, because that's kind of what I was kind of hoping for, is whoever the head coach is definitely involved in the play calling. We haven't had that in the this past season. AP never really showed that he was like having any say on the plays that were being called at the moment. Like, it was weird. You never saw him with any type of clipboard or even like the Denny's plastic menu in his hand. So it's like I want to see a head coach that's out there, having a say on some of these plays, the plays that are being called and the scheme that they're going to run. Because I mean, if it's Ben Johnson, he's going to obviously spend his entire time working with the offense and whoever the quarterback's going to be and getting that side of it going. And you get a strong defensive coordinator like a Saleh as your defensive coordinator. You won't have to, as the head coach, you wouldn't have to worry about interjecting on the DC side, because everybody knows, Ben Johnson's an offensive-minded guy. So you would have Saleh in there handling the defense from top to bottom, run some things by, Johnson, because how much does Johnson understand about the defense? I'm sure he knows enough to be able to handle it, but it's just one less thing he would have to worry about on a on a regular basis because you got a good DC and let him just fucking run with it. Excuse me. You know, so it's just been a whirlwind of a week between AP coming out, giving his press conference. First of all, we lose the last game of the season, gives his press conference. Everything seems great. And then 24 hours later, after his press conference, he's let go. A press notification comes out that Telesco's job is safe. Then 48 hours later, Telesco's gone. I know rumors have been kicked around that the reason they let Telesco go is because it's a more enticing position if we're offering, if we're interviewing for head coaching jobs, that the head coach knows that, along with him coming in as a possible head coach, you're going to have a say in the GM, or you're going to be able to, partake in who the GM is going to be, someone that you're going to be comfortable working with. Because you need everybody to gel together. You need everybody to work. Solid could also help smooth over the leadership void of a guy like AP being out. Yeah, I mean, that's the other problem we're going to have. How many of our players are going to want to not re-sign with us out of free agents? Because AP's not here. Some of these guys wanted to be here because of him. I'm sure there's some out there. Hold on. Sorry, I don't know what the hell just that was. Holy shit. Um, and then wherever Ben Johnson goes, I'm sure guys on the defense that we wanted to keep. I was making my eyes water from that cough. I just didn't. Just inhaled at the same time I took a drink. That fucking hurt. I'm sure wherever Ben Johnson ends up, some guys on the defense that are especially obviously free agents are going to want to go with him. Like Jack Jones, I'm sure he's not going to want to be here anymore now that the AP is going to be gone. I mean, that was the main reason he was here in the first place. What other players on the defense are we going to lose because of all this? I hope none. I really do. I don't want to see us lose anybody that we want to sign. I mean, there's some that there's some that they're not going to want back. And then also it still depends on who comes in as our defensive coordinator and head coach. That's going to be able to work with the guys that are there now. Wow, that really hurt. I'm sorry, I keep coughing now. But so I mean, it's uncharted territory for us in this aspect because the way it was handled. All I know is I want stability. I'm tired of this rocky relationship we have with head coaches and GMs, and I mean, if you think about it, Telesco was the first true GM that we've had here. Ziegler was an assistant before. Telesco was an actual GM for an NFL team. Everybody else prior to that had like next to no experience in the GM situation, the GM position. So let me see here. I reckon Jack Jones would work well with a solid personality. Players just want a coach who they can trust. Will put them in position to be successful. Jones is in a contract year. I don't see, seriously, I really don't see Jones staying here. I don't. And I'd be fine with that because I'm not sold on him. And again, I think when AP was here, he could kind of keep him under control a little bit. I don't know how that's going to work with a different coach. Yeah, I hate when that happens. Yeah, it's horrible, man. It's just, there's just been so many years of this shit. It's like, how much more as fans can you take before you fully lose your shit over all this? It's just, it makes it tough to stay a fan. I mean, I'm never going to waver. I mean, I've been a fan since I was 6 years old. So, that's never going to change for me. But it's like, how much more can can you endure as, or can fans endure that this inconsistency, of head coaches and GMs and, coordinators and, you know, lack of quarterback talent. I mean, we got talent in all kinds of spots on the team, but nothing that sets any precedents to really give you any hope for growth, or improvement from season to season. You know, yeah, would things have been different this season if ALC 12 started from the get go? Probably, but we're never gonna know now. You know, hope you all get a quarterback this. I do too. I really do. Um, I don't know. Again, it's tough to try and put a finger on anything right now or feel the pulse of what's going on because we're currently. Oh, you're talking about that sack. Yeah, I'm good now. Um, yeah, it's tough to get a pulse on what the thought process is going forward because until a coach and GM and coordinators are picked, you have no idea. You don't know until they're here and in the house and start laying their game plan out, or we see who it is and know what they've done in the past and what type of systems they like to run, where we can actually start to put thoughts down as to where we think the team's going to go. Like what type of quarterback are we going to be looking for? Are we going to look for an extremely mobile quarterback? Is it going to be, a pure type pocket passer that may have to scramble every now and then? What type of defensive schemes are we going to be running? There's so many things that lead or have a say on what we do in the draft and free agencies first, what we do in free agency and what we do in the draft. So, but again, it's until that is known, we can just throw out ideas and, wish for this, wish for that, you know. But that was a good analogy. Thanks. um, so like free agents, yeah. I mean, I would like this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy, but if it doesn't work with what the system we're gonna have in place with the new regime, it's all for nothing at that point, you know. Same thing with draft picks. You know, I want this guy in the draft. I really prefer this guy. Pick number 6, I think it's kind of easy to figure or to pick what you think would work best for us. Because the ones that we're going to be picking, they're going to be immediate starters, except for those 2 quarterbacks, because they're going to sit no matter what. Yeah, I can't see either one of them playing except in an emergency situation. So if we look at just draft picks, I don't know what you all think. Um, like a cucumber, dude. It's perfectly round. What the fuck are you talking about? Whatever. Um, or an eggplant, dude. You really think? I don't think so. It's not an odd shaped head. Whatever. Anyway, like I know who I would want for at pick number 6. If there, it's going to be one of 3 guys: T-Mac Johnson, T-Mac from Arizona, Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan, or Abdul Carter. I would prefer Carter over all of them. That's who I would rather have. Um, I don't want a quarterback. You can't take one at that point because if it's not one of those first 2, any quarterback in the first round after those 2 is a reach. I don't even think those 2 should go in the position to go. And I am not sold on those quarterbacks. Not at all. I know some people are still high on them. I am absolutely against trading back into the top 3 to get either one of those 2. I think that's the biggest mistake or move that we could even think about doing. No, I don't want to lose picks to move into those positions with either, one of those 3 teams. Yeah, I agree, Wally. I think he is overrated. I don't trust him. I don't. Yeah, I don't want to lose draft equity for a quarterback or a player that's not even going to start next year. We'll end up sitting on the bench for at least a year or so. That's not value from your first round pick. Your value for your first round pick is a guy like Abdul Kader who's going to come in and who's going to end up starting right away. Someone that will give you a leg up versus the rest of your division. Because if as long as Max is still here, you pair him up with Max on the other side, that's a completely different front defense. Especially if Wilkins comes back completely healthy and he gets back involved in that front line. Now you're talking. You know, so and same thing with Johnson from Michigan. Immediate plug him in, let him go. Immediate starter. T Mac, same thing with him too. We need a wide receiver. We need all three of those positions. And then we need offensive line and we need a quarterback. A quarterback we can get. We can get in the second round that's going to be serviceable, and they might not start next year. I have no problem sitting the second or third round quarterback. I have a problem sitting your first round pick for a year at quarterback. Yeah, I think a lot of people want Carter. If that's true, dude, I'm sorry for your loss. I definitely would prefer Cotter. I just think he'd be just like the ultimate fit for us, for sure. Let me see. Sacktown, who else would you think? If Carter's gone already, who would you want at that number 6 spot? Figure the quarterbacks are gone already. Carter's gone. Travis Hunter's gone. The defensive end. He's a defensive end. He plays for Penn State. He's number 11 on Penn State. He had a really good game the other night. Yeah, well, is he how much in charge? I don't know. I mean, I know he's supposedly calling shots, but I don't know. We'll get the full extent on how much he actually is involved. Let's see. Yeah, Trimmer so much. She was the only person I had. I'm on my own now. I'm sorry, bro. That sucks. Yeah, I like McMillan. I think he'd be a perfect fit, to be honest with you. I mean, I like Jacoby Myers. We're not going to lose him, but Jacoby is not. He's not a number one. He wasn't a number one when he was here with the New England Patriots. That's why I was excited when we were getting him. When McDumdum was our head coach, and they said that we were signing him to a free agent contract, bringing him over from New England. I was kind of excited because I knew what his capability was. Living here in the New England area, I was familiar with him. So I knew he was going to be as good as he's turned out to be. He's just not number one. This year he was forced into that role, especially once Devontae Adams was gone. So he by default ended up having to play as the number one for us. Let's see. I like McMillan in terms of relative draft value. The other position groups are much deeper in this class, defensive end in particular. True, especially running back. Running back's pretty damn deep in this. Last night when I was on with Turf and the guys, he was going through the list of running backs that are coming out this year, and my God, we were already on like in the 40s, and these kids were still pretty impressive players. So I mean, there is a ton of running backs available in this draft. Let's see. First round wide receiver McMillan, second Dart, third Scatterbo. I would not be opposed to that because talk about a shot in the arm to the offense right from the get go. You're talking about your solidified your number one wide receiver, your future quarterback, or potential for future quarterback. Because AFC 12 is going to start next year more than likely. Again, depends on who's in charge here for your coaches and coordinators. Um, and then Scatterbo. I mean, I'd seen a few of his games throughout the season. Um, but man, that bowl game a couple of weeks ago. I mean, that kid didn't leave anything on the field. He gave it his all. They didn't lose because of him. Let's put it that way. I mean, that kid was unbelievable. Yeah, with Ben Johnson as a head coach, yeah, I think that would be pretty. That would be a pretty lethal offense. And then throw Brock Bowers into the middle of that and Jacoby on the other side. You know, and pair Scatterbo up with a veteran running back. Like the one I've been really hoping we can try and get is Najee Harris. I would take Najee Harris as a veteran to help groom these young kids. I would totally be down for that. I would want Scatterbo in the rounds. Yeah, Scatterbo in the third round is good. I think his stock went up a little bit though. And again, don't forget you still got Senior Bowl games coming up and such. You got the combine coming up. So depending how some of these kids, I call them kids, they're kids, how these kids do in the senior games, um, the combine, that'll all move them up or down the draft board too. They're only going to get popular or they're going to fall. You know, let's see. Let AOC start, and if he starts to shit the bed, put Dart in. If not, let Dart learn and prepare. Yeah, that's just it. I mean, give the kid a chance to build his confidence up. Get familiar with the system we're going to run, and the players that he's going to be playing with now are going to be completely different. Obviously, the NFL is a completely different speed than the college ranks. So I mean, yeah, and definitely, Pig. I agree. You need to get a lineman in there too somewhere. We need to get ready to definitely a left tackle too. To be honest with you, because we need to get ready to have a replacement for Colton Miller. Why do I say Zach Miller? For Colton Miller. I'm going back a bit for Colton Miller because he's a rookie. He's a free agent after the 2025 season, so there's a good chance we're going to lose him. Or we end up getting rid of him at a time too. But someone needs to be behind him and ready to go. The current offensive lineman we have now, I don't want them taking over for him. JPJ's solid at center. Once he takes his position back. Because we had to put James in there because of injuries and move JP to left guard. And DJ Glaze, we're good on right tackle, so we're all set there. We just need to build depth at left tackle and a future replacement for Colton Miller. The third would be a good spot for him, I think, but I think he could move up into the late second round. Land a lineman, I would prioritize the line over the back. Well, yeah, I mean, we could still get free agent offensive line help too, for sure. Let's see. The guard is deep in this draft too. We can get a good guard with our other second and third round. Yeah, because don't forget we got that extra third round pick from the Devontae Adams trade. So that's also a big deal there too. Scatterbo's from your hometown. Oh, really? That's cool. Let's see. We need guards now and tackle later. No, I definitely know we need guards. That's for sure. Oh God, could you imagine if we get another guy that's equal to the skill and play level of JPJ? Good God, especially if it's a guard that's playing on either side of him. It won't matter what side he plays, left side, right side. Either way, you're going to be solid on either side here because now you'd have Glaze on the right, Colton Miller on the left. If we get a guard early that starts right away, he's either going to be on the left or right of JPJ, and then you got JPJ in the middle. That's what it comes down to. Without an offensive line, running game ain't worth the shit. It doesn't matter what the quarterback does or what receivers we have out there, because if the quarterback doesn't have time to throw the ball because the offensive line can't block anybody, what the fuck good is it for? Let me see. Draft a guard and sign the guard in free agency from the Queefs. Oh, I know what you're talking about too. It's going to cost us a little bit. Let me see if I can get his name up here. Nope, not that one. Where is it? Oh shit! Did I lose that? Fuck. I think I did. Nope, 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 nope. Hold on. Bringing up the list here. Um, Free agents. Here we go. NFL free agents. Guards. The only one that's showing up for guards from KC now is Mike Caliendo. Is that who you're referring to? I don't see another KC guard. Let's see. Head coach and OC and scheme are just as important. Draft guard and sign. I'm trying to find the guard you're referring to. I don't see. Let me see if he's listed differently. Let's just look at offensive line. The only offensive line that comes up for KC that's a free agent this year is DJ Humphries. And he's listed as a left tackle. I don't see any other chief on here for offensive line other than Mike Caliendo. Is he a free agent after 2025 or next year? Or like when free agency opens this year? Because I'm not seeing anything. See, Scatterbo played at Sacramento State before he moved to Arizona. No. Isn't football just playing catch? Yeah, I'm sure it is. That's what baseball is. Can't think of his name, but he is a free agent in 2025. Oh, him. All right, so that's the one that's listed as a left tackle. So that's let me go back. Let me find him here. I get this whole list. I got scrolled up. Where are you? God damn it! I just had him. Where the fuck did he go? Are you shitting me? Come on. Hang on. KC. DJ Humphries. Yeah, he's 31. He's listed as a left tackle. His cap right now is $2 million. Let me just turn this a little bit so I can see it better. Now that the game's over, I don't care if I block the TV in there. Yeah, they got him listed as a left tackle. Yeah, he plays guard. Humphries is guard now. I don't know why they have him listed. Yeah, it's weird. I just looked up Queef's line. He is in for a payday for sure. Yeah, I mean his salary's not that bad right now. I mean it's I can handle that. I'm sure he's going to want obviously more right now. I mean the highest paid offensive lineman right now is Zach Martin at 18 mil. That's a free agent. He's 34. I don't want somebody that's in their 30s already. I want a late 20s guy. And Humphries is 31. I would go with 31. That's fine. I think I can handle that one. Let me see. Can I bring? Let's see if I can share the screen. Here it is. Free agents. Yeah. I don't know how that looks on. Oh shit! Where did it go? There it is. I don't know how that looks on your screen there. What it looks like. So where is he again? Let's see if I can find him again on here. I mean, he's the only one from KC that I see. So yeah, it's going to be him. I mean, you look at the other offensive linemen on here. I mean, yeah, Zach Martin's too old for me. I'm going to switch it up by actual positions. The other guards. James Daniels from Pittsburgh's a free agent. He's at $8.8 million. He's 27 years old. I gotta edit. That's why you guys can't see it. I don't know how well that's transferring over to your screen, if you guys can see that very well or not. Probably not. Pitching, hitting, stealing, base. No, whatever. Sorry, but Chiefs are better. The defending Super Bowl champs, so of course they are right now. So I mean, yeah, there's definite guards out there that we can look to, you know. We're gonna have to pay some. We're gonna have to break the bank on some of these players, unfortunately. You know, that's the shitty part. Let's see, what do we have? You sure I'm a Notre Dame fan and I don't want Zach Martin at his Zach Martin's too old. That's the problem. He's up there in age, man. He's 34 years old. You know, he's already had his big payday. I can't imagine us or imagine anybody. He's gonna resign with the Cowboys. I'm telling you. He'll resign with the Cowboys. They'll rework his contract. They'll probably save a little bit of money. Because I'm telling you right now, the Cowboys are going running back with their first pick. You know, I wouldn't be surprised at number 6 we get a phone call from the Cowboys saying, "Hey, you know, we want the number 6 pick." Well, okay, I know why you want the number 6 pick. You want Genty. I guarantee you want. That's good. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys written all over that pick. So my thought process is, okay, you want him? All right, what are you offering? Well, we'll trade first round picks and we'll give you a first next year. Um, all right, I'm still listening, but I'm not selling yet. What else? What else? What else you got? I would want a player. I would either just swap for either take a first round pick for next year, or we're swapping picks and we're taking a player from you. And there's only two that I would take from them, and that's CD Lamb and definitely Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons would be the first one I would throw out to them. You know, worst case scenario, they say no. Okay, fine. Then we're sticking with our pick at number 6, and we're taking any one of the 3 that we named earlier. We're going to take Abdul Carter. We're going to take Johnson from Michigan, or we're going to take T Mac. You know, good luck. I hope he's there for you at whatever pick you got. I think the 13 or 12. Hope they're there for you. Other than that, you better work a deal with somebody else, because the only way we're giving up number 6. Giving up number 6, I would give it up for Micah Parsons, because that means we're not going to be able to get Abdul Carter, because Carter ain't going to make it, and he ain't going to make it past 6. I can't see it, unless it's someone else moving up that wants a different position, like the Cowboys. So I mean that's who we would probably more than likely end up. So I mean, like I said, if the Cowboys want that 6th pick, we'll swap picks. But I want your marquee player right now. I want Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons wants out of there already. He's already said it. You know, he's tired of it. I wouldn't blame him either. I mean, the team shows no ambition to move on, or not move on, but to do something to win. I mean, the fact that they're still, you know what it is? Jerry Jones is trying to still be like the Al Davis of this generation now. You know, now that Al's gone, Jerry's like, you know, he's trying to work the same book that Al Davis, you know, wrote basically. You know, with the way that he handles his team and handles players and gets involved in the draft and everything. The only difference is Al Davis knew football, knew players, knew how to take chances on guys, you know, years ago, not when he was, you know, recent, you know, prior to his passing, you know. So I mean, and Jerry Jones and him were good friends, so I could see why Jerry Jones would pick up those tendencies to do those things, you know. So just getting back to everything, I mean, yeah, we got a lot of holes to fill. Well, we've got a lot of decisions to make yet still with coaching situations, um, GM. You know, I mean, there's just so many different routes we can go. You know, so again, free agency. There's so many different avenues that we need to go to add extra pieces to this puzzle. You know, and again, the biggest thing that I have, not so much an issue with, but I think is could be an issue is Well, we have to offer a brand new, a new head coach coming in here. Okay, we got the sixth pick. We got about 120 million in salary cap. We have no quarterback for you right now. We've got AOC 12 would have to be your starter if you have to base on the talent that's on the roster now. Um, but that's, I mean, yeah, we get this shiny new toy and this fantastic tight end, Brock Bowers. You know, we've got a three good pieces on the front line between JPJ, Glaze, and Colton Miller. You know, defense, yeah, okay, we got Max Crosby. We got some good fill-in players. But then you turn around, you look at like New England. They got the fourth pick. They've got a rookie quarterback that played extremely well on a team that you can build around. Um, they got 130 something million dollars. They've got a good running back already in Ramondre Stevenson. They just need a couple of pieces. Like their priority is going to probably be wide receiver. That's the one thing they're missing. They don't have a playmaker that, um, oh my God, what the hell is it? Drake May can get the ball to. That's the problem. They've got a decent tight end. Henry's a good tight end. I mean, he's no Travis Kelce or Brock Bowers or Kittle, but he's still a good tight end that can move the ball for you. So is the Patriots' job a little bit more enticing than say us or any other team that's got, an opening right now, like Jacksonville? Okay, yeah, Jacksonville. They got like the number 2 or 3 pick, I think it is. But I don't know how much cap space they have. I'm not sure. You know, yeah, they got the quarterback. Let's see. What about our cornerback room? I mean, it's okay. I don't think it's great. I mean, we've got some good guys in there, you know, that we can keep, that are decent. Like Jack Jones is probably going to be gone. Divine Diablo's a linebacker, but Hobbs, I don't see Hobbs staying. You know, I, we definitely need help back there too. I mean, the biggest problem we had this year was no depth, and that showed when we had all these injuries that just decimated the secondary, all the defense side. We had no depth. Guys were forced to jump in and play that normally wouldn't have played at that point. Um, so yeah, I mean, which is why I would take that kid from Michigan. That kid would be absolutely perfect back there. It would be a welcome addition. You know, but I think one of our other main priorities, in all honesty, is we need some running back issue. We need some running back help. That running back room this year was worse than I think any other positional room other than quarterback, and in our team on the team this past season. The running game was atrocious. Zamir White was horrible. Abdullah's older. You could keep him as a veteran presence, or use him as a spot fill here and there. McCormick showed promise. He only got 3 games before he got injured. I just think the running back room is in worse shape than the cornerback room. We need some running backs back there. Which is why I'm pushing for, like, love to see Najee Harris come in here as a free agent. He's not going to cost us a shit ton of money. He's still young. People will be like, well, his stats weren't that great this year. Well, they didn't have to rely on him that much this year because they kind of had quarterback. They had a quarterback this year that could get the ball out with Russell Wilson. And I think Fields did okay at the start, but you still have that quarterback position that's taken care of. So Najee Harris didn't have to run like he used to. He didn't. They didn't have to rely on him so heavily. So him coming in here would be a perfect fit. Let's see, Arnie. I was wondering when you were going to show up, Arnie. What's up, brother? Let's see. The Patriots, despite seeming like it has things going for them, also have the Crafts as owners. Everyone sees them as good owners, and they are, but they rank 30th. Real cash spent for the last decade. Yeah, they're stingy. I'll say that. But I think a lot of that is also Bill Belichick when he was there and in charge of, bringing players in and such. Bill Belichick was not the type of coach slash personnel guy to break the bank. He's not going to go and overpay somebody just because of the name or what they've done in the past. But I think a lot of it also was a lot of players. And I only know this because of living in the area and I saw how things were done here for them on a regular basis. Because if you watch anything sports related around this area, that's all it is Patriots talk, obviously. Um, but the thing with the Patriots was when they were winning, they didn't have to worry about forking over a ton of money to keep players or bring players in because players wanted to come here. Players wanted to stay here. And the reason they wanted to play here and stay here was because you know what? Because they could keep winning these to put rings on the fingers. That's why, sometimes a Super Bowl ring and a Super Bowl win and under your belt is more worth more to to an NFL player than getting paid tons of money and never win anything with your team. With New England, that's kind of how the thing was around here with them. You know, you would see good players come here for less money than what they were offered somewhere else because it was it was it was a pretty much almost a sure thing within a certain time frame they were going to get a Super Bowl win. I mean, Jesus Christ, they won a shit ton of them, during that time frame. So your chances of joining this team and winning the Super Bowl, your odds are a lot better than joining, say, Cleveland for a shit ton of money, but you weren't even going to see a playoff game, let alone win a fucking Super Bowl. At least in New England, you were guaranteed you were going to make the playoffs and at least up to the AFC Championship. And then, all right, well, you didn't make it this year. Well, next year I'm still in the contract. Now, next year, bang, they win the Super Bowl. Well, I'm glad I stayed. I'm glad I made the move. Players wanted to be here. I mean, I don't know how many times Brady reworked or redid his contract, or some of these other players reworked their contract to stay there to allow them to bring other players in. So when you look at the Crafts ranking, 30th on spending money, that's kind of the reason they didn't really have to. Players were willing to come here for less money, you know, or just what they were asking for. They weren't looking to, break the club's bank and pay them, you know. So let's see. I agree. We have a lot of holes to fill. QB, OL, running back, wide receivers. Yeah, yeah. Check, 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 and check. I'm only saying Cotter because there's a chance that he could still be there for number 6. And the kid is just amazing. I mean, he's the type of guy you just don't want to pass up on. Sort of with the same thing when it was our pick last year. Brock Bowers was there. It was a no-brainer to take him. Why would you want to pass up on that? And anybody that's a fan of the team, you tell me that was a bad pick after the season you just saw. Yeah, I know it didn't amount to wins, which is what we want, but it's a building block. It's a great building block. You can build your offense around a guy like that with the right quarterback. You could really do some future damage with this. I don't have a problem with that pick at all. I was probably one of the few that when we made that pick that were like, all right, finally we hit on something, because I know a lot of people out there like, what the hell are we doing taking another tight end? We just drafted one last year, blah, blah. The kid was a generational talent. You don't pass that up. What kind of a joke, Dion? Shador, our QB. What's your prediction for our record plus Sap is our DC? Sap, are you talking oh god damn it. Oh my god, what's the guy's name from Kansas City? Is that what you're thinking? I don't want Dan anywhere near this team as a coach. I'm sorry. I don't think that should even be should even be thought of right now. No. And Shador, you know me. You've heard me enough now, Arnie. I don't want either one of these two quarterbacks in the first round. Absolutely not. Chiefs, yeah, good. You're gonna lose next week, I hope. Jeff, where are trading up for Shador players and draft capital is gone? Yeah, there's no reason why we should be trading up back into the top 3 picks to get Shador or Ward. That's a waste. That's a waste because we're gonna have to give up a lot to do that. We're going to be giving up multiple picks. Not only are we going to go from 6 to say 3 or 2, depending on who we trade with. I think Cleveland's got the second pick. You don't lose draft picks for that. That will set us back because guess what? Now we can't pick some of the other players that we really would want. Like, we're going to lose a pick where we might not be able to get a running back, or a wide receiver. Granted, I know there's a ton of wide receivers and running backs in this draft. This is a good draft for both those positions, but it's like, why would we want to trade back to those, to a top 3 pick to take one of those when you could stay at number 6 and potentially get a guy like Carter? Let's see. Our organization is a shit show with Mark Davis. Let's see what Brady. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna find out at this point. Does the Chargers and Steelers down goes the Chargers and Steelers? Hopefully, I hope the Broncos go down tomorrow because now that's 2 teams out of our division, out of the playoffs. Now we just got to hope that the Chiefs get bumped out next week. You should be a Chiefs fan. Why would I want to be a Chiefs fan? No, thank you. I still want Carter for the 6th. I do too. I do too. Abdul Carter is as close to a sure thing as there is in this draft. And that's what I've been saying. The guy's an absolute beast. If he's there at number 6 and you pass on him and you take, I would hate to think, depending on who our GM's going to be and our head coach, if they pass on him, I don't even want to think about what they're going to pick. Now, again, if T-Mac is there or Johnson and they pick one of them 2 instead of Carter, I'm not going to be upset. I would still prefer Carter, but I wouldn't be upset if they pick one of those other 2. I don't care who it is, as long as it's one of those 3, but I prefer Carter. That is who I want. And I'm sure a lot of other people are going to stop feeling that way now, too. Luke Carter's a Darth Vader Raider pick, yeah. What's up, Ray? Jay, how you doing, buddy? I hope you're feeling better. You missed my coughing fit earlier. I was down and out for like about 20, 25 seconds. I couldn't even talk. Who is Mark Davis's worst hire? Oh, without a doubt, McDum-Dum. Definitely him. I can't stand the guy. I hated him here in New England. He was a shitty coach in Denver. That alone should have screamed, red flags. Don't bring him here as the head coach. He sucks as a head coach. I don't see any QBs in the first round this year. I don't either. Any quarterbacks taken in the first round, in my opinion, would be a reach. Even at the very end of the first round, like I'm talking like, from 28 on up to, the start of the second round. But definitely, if anybody takes a quarterback in the first 10 picks after the other 2 are taken, they're fucking crazy. All the power to them. Hope it works out for you, but I know I don't want to do it. It would be smart to snag Jay Fields. I'm not sold on him. I'm liking what I'm hearing more and more about. If Ben Johnson comes here, about the possibility of him trying to work something where we can possibly get Hendon Hooker, that wouldn't be a bad move. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I still think AOC 12 would have to start to begin with I'm going through it. No, I think what happened with me, Jay, was I took a drink of my iced coffee and then I kind of started to talk, but at the same time inhaled, and it just shut my whole system right down from like mid sternum right up to my mouth. I couldn't even get any words out. I could barely get any air in and out. I just was like almost incapacitated for a few moments. What do we got on here? Jeff, I agree with you. Smart move. Carter at 6. Do not trade up. We can get Jackson Dart and Will Howard in the second round. I would prefer Dart. I know my boy LV Raider 10. Anybody that watches our Thursday night show, the Raiders Coast to Coast, he's been yeah, you can still hear it in my voice, Jay. Right now my voice is still raspy from it. LV Raider 10, my boy Nate, he's been he's been high on Dart since the start of him and I getting together, and he's been wanting him from the get go. So I never really said one way or the other with Dart. I used to just make fun of it because of the guy's name, the whole bullseye thing, whatever. I don't find it as funny anymore now. Um, but that's who I would not be opposed to grabbing him later in the draft. First round, too much, too soon, especially at number 6. Unless we finagle something where we move back into the first round, but high end pick, I don't know. If Ben Johnson gets hired, it will be interesting who he wants at 6. He would want to trade, or he would want to trade up. I hope he doesn't want to trade up, because if he comes in and right away he wants to trade up and get one of those 2 quarterbacks, I already hate the hire as him as the head coach. It's already going to sour me on that, because I don't think that's a smart move. Because we're going to give up too much. You know that, Jay. That means we're giving up our first round. We're giving up a first round pick for probably next year to do that. We're already going to swap this year's first round pick. That means we're probably going to give up a second round pick, possibly the 3rd from Devontae. I don't care about the 3rd from Devontae. That can be packaged in with anything, because that's an extra pick regardless. I just don't want to see us having to break the bank and sell future drafts for either one of those 2. I don't see that as a smart move, or a or as a value for your picks. I just don't agree with that. Not at all. Jeff, we have 27 free agents. If you could only keep one, who would it be? Oh, good God. If I could only keep one out of 27, damn. It's a toss up between Spillane and re-signing Chason. I think it's either one of those 2, but I have a feeling that if Patrick Graham either gets a head coaching job somewhere or becomes a defensive coordinator at, say, Cincinnati, you're going to see guys leave that defense that are free agents and test the waters and see what Cincinnati would offer them, just so they can stay with him. Because, I mean, he's got a following. These guys are going to want to play for him. They're going to want to go to wherever he's at. That's going to happen. Let me see. What was that? All right. So, would you be mad or glad or disappointed if we get Coach Prime? I'd be pissed off. I would not be a happy fan. I'd still be a fan, but I'm not going to be happy. On two reasons. One, I don't want Prime as the coach, because I think that's a bad move when we could get somebody like a Ben Johnson, or even a Pete Carroll. I'm not opposed to Pete Carroll. I know some people are down on it. I'm not opposed to it, and again, my feeling on Sanders. I don't think he's going to make it. I don't think he's going to be good. I don't think he's going to be a right fit for us. I don't like it, not at all. That might be the direction he would want. I mean, yeah, it could be the direction that Patrick Graham wants. Not Patrick Graham, Ben Johnson wants to go. I mean, yeah, but again, if he does, he's already going to have one less fan on his side, because I just don't agree with that move, or even the thought process for wanting to make that move. I don't like it. Not something I want to see. Let's see. Do you believe Patrick Graham is a quality head coach? He's interviewed before. And I think part of the reason why he doesn't want to be here going forward and didn't want to sign a contract extension is we didn't even give him a shot. I think Leo said that today when he was on with you, right? Or you did? I know I've heard it. I just don't remember who. I think he's soured on this organization because of how dysfunctional we are. So I don't blame him wanting to get the hell out of here. Why would you want to stay here? Knowing that we treat our coaches, like garbage in a way. We don't give our head coaches a chance to do anything. The only firing of a head coach that I was actually kind of okay with was Josh McDaniels. Josh McDumdum. I can't stand him. I hated him. I thought it was the worst hire we could have ever fucking done. And I said it when he said that he would, when they had that press conference, I said, you know what? I said, from the moment him and Mark Davis sat down and talked and he offered him the job, and McDumdum said, yeah, I'll take it, and shook his hand. From that moment there, I think he set us back 5 years. And some of the first things he did proved that to me, because he took a playoff team that Gruden had built, Bisaccia finished with that season, and he totally dismantled that team. I said he set us back 5 years. Well, here we are now, basically 3 years removed, and now we're looking for another head coach. We're looking for coordinators. Well, we're going to be looking for coordinators. We're going to be looking for a GM. We still have no viable threat at quarterback. I mean, AOC 12 can still be that, but again, we're in a wait and see mode. We have no running backs to speak of because Jacobs is gone. The team's in dysfunction. So it's like we're in year 3 of that 5. Now we're going to be pushed back even further because now we're in the search for all these other positions as far as coaches go and GMs. If anybody has any aspirations that we're going to be in the playoffs in the next 2 to 3 years, you're on something, because it ain't going to happen. I mean, could it happen? It's a possibility, but I'm not going to Vegas and putting money on it. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not going and betting on anything as far as that's concerned. There's too many pieces of this puzzle that need to be fixed. It's ridiculous. It's just too much, too much. Let's see. Does Ben Johnson being a first-time head coach give any concern? No. For me, no. Only because of, granted, he's only an offensive coordinator up there. But how about if he comes in as the head coach, but he also takes over the play calling, and he doesn't have to hire an OC, and it's him, and he hires a proven defensive coordinator to handle the defense, and that's one less thing he has to handle, and he can just concentrate on the offense and just be consulted every now and then on the defensive side, but he spends his time dealing and, handling the offense and the offense only, but still has total control of the whole team as the head coach. But if he puts the right person in as a defensive coordinator, he won't have to be hands-on with that, with the defense. He can add his input. He has every right as the head coach. But if you have confidence in who you have as your defensive coordinator, then why would you even object to anything that coordinator wants to do? You're putting this guy in that position to handle that aspect of the team, So have faith in that guy. If you don't have faith in a guy, then don't hire him, So he could come in as the head coach / offensive coordinator and handle all the play calling. I think that would be great, to be honest with you. Instead of having an offensive coordinator plus him, they might step on each other's toes. They might not have the same philosophy, whereas the head coach, he'll have the overall say. But if he's already going to be the offensive coordinator along with being the head coach, done. No problem. I don't think we get Prime. We might interview, but I mean, there's been no talk of him even being mentioned about setting interviews up with him. So I'm not even worried about Dion coming here, because until they say, oh, we're going to interview him, then okay, then I'll be vocal about it. But I don't even think they're not even talking about it. Yeah, I don't think he would get the job either, Tom Brady and corporate Raiders only want to sell tickets. Coach probably should do more money. If Brady does this, it's all about the money. Well, I mean, in all honesty, Brady as a part owner, that's how he's going to get his return on his investment is the team making money. So I can't really fault him for having a business mind in this. I mean, you invest, X amount of dollars in this, you want to return on that investment. You ever watch Shark Tank? It's the same thing. If you're coming in with a potential, investment option for, the sharks, you want them to give you their money for a percentage, but the way they're going to get the percentage is for you to do well with selling your product. They're there to help and everything. So Tom Brady's there. He's there to sell the product, which is the Raiders organization and the play on the field and, merchandise and everything that goes along with every aspect of owning a professional sports team. So if it's from a business aspect, yeah, of course he's going to do what he can to make money. Because other than that, what are you investing for? Might as well just drive down the highway and throw money out the window, right? Is Champ Kelly really an option at GM? I don't know. Again, I think that's all going to have a lot to do with who is end up being hired as the head coach. Because I don't think you're going to see that. I don't think it's going to happen where you're going to see us hire a GM and then hire the head coach. It's going to be head coach first, then your GM's going to probably be hired, and then they'll start the process for naming OCs, DCs, and the rest. Fill out the rest of the coaching ranks. I feel that's the way that's going to go, and that's the way it should go. If you want it done right, and want it to be successful going forward, that's going to be your main goal and top option here. New England, what are your thoughts about the Raiders? You guys can just call me Jeff. You don't have to call me New England if you don't want. What are your thoughts about the Raiders bringing in a private firm to help out with the head coach? I think that's the smartest move that Mark Davis has ever done. Whether it was him coming up with that idea or Tom Brady, I'm sure it was Tom Brady or somebody else. I doubt it was Mark Davis. When I saw that yesterday, I was like, okay, they're fucking serious about this. They're wanting to make sure that they are doing their due diligence here and seriously vetting these potential coaches coming in for these interviews and doing their background. I mean, this guy is he's well known with doing this. His name is Jed Hughes. He's well known. He's done this numerous times in the past. He's had successful hires. I mean, pretty much everybody that he's hired, and he's done it not just for football. He's done it in the basketball world too. They're all coaches that have been, or GMs, or they've all been people in positions for great lengths of time too. In other words, the guys that he's suggesting or having help in, a hand in hiring, these are coaches that have lasted a long time. None of them are coming in for a year or two and then they're getting fired. These are coaches that have sustained successful terms or tenures with whatever team they're hired by. I think this was the smartest move they could have done, bringing in an outside agency to help investigate these guys, help choose these coaches that are coming in for these interviews, partaking in these interviews. Because I'm sure they're sitting in on these interviews too. And this guy, Jed Hughes, he's also got an extensive background in the coaching ranks in college and in the NFL. So this isn't just some schmuck that owns a business and is just the headhunter for an organization. I mean, this guy was on the staff at University of Michigan when Bo Schembechler was there. Anybody that knows college football and University of Michigan, you know who Bo Schembechler is. He was also on UCLA's staff with Terry Donahue. I mean, granted, these are all going back into the 70s and 80s, but again, I mean, it's a different time era. Then he ended up being hired as a secondary coach. He was with the Minnesota Vikings too. He was also part of the Pittsburgh Steelers with Chuck Noll. He was on his staff as a linebackers coach. So this guy knows football. This is the good thing. This isn't a guy that doesn't know the sport either. So he knows what it takes to be a coach. He knows what it takes to be a position coach. And again, he's had success in bringing in coaches for other organizations. So I think it was a beautiful move to do this. This is probably one of the smartest things I've seen this team do in a long time. This just tells me we're serious about this and we don't want to fuck this one up. This is a choice that we want to make that's going to stick. What free agents would be your dream signing to make the biggest difference? I already said Najee Harris as a running back. I know people are saying Chubb. I don't want Chubb. And it's not that he's a bad player. It has nothing to do with his playability. I'm just nervous about the whole injury issue. It just scares the living shit out of me. As far as a dream, I'm looking at the straight list of all the free agents right now that are available. I really don't want, out of all the wide receivers on this list, I would take Godwin. Amari Cooper's not going to come back here. Keenan Allen, no. T. Higgins, too much money. Stephon Diggs, I think he's past his prime. I don't think he's going to be any good. Khalil Mack, no, I don't want him back. Plus, he's 33 now. Just on the offensive side, it would have to be somebody like a tackle or a guard. I really can't sit here and say I want this guy, and that would make me happy. I'm more worried and more concerned about what we're going to get in the draft. That's what I'm thinking. I want the attention and emphasis to be put on what we're getting out of this draft. We can pull some free agents in that are going to be, that are going to, have an impact. Brady is taking over. Yeah, I think so too, Jeff. Thank you. I'm glad Raiders didn't tank like how so many fans wanted. 6 picks should be good. Yeah, all right. Listen, I'm old school. Like old school meaning like I'm a fan since I was 6 years old. So I'm going all the way back to 1976. So in my eyes, you win. You play the game to win. You win it. None of this. You end up where you end up at the end of the season. Whatever draft pick is your draft pick. You want to make a better pick? You want to get a better pick? Then move around the draft board. Offer something up. If it's offering a player up, offer a player up. If it's offering future draft picks, then go with future draft picks. Other than that, stick with the pick you end up with. You take your position of need, or in our case last season, we took the best position available, even though a position of need for us was a quarterback. We didn't overreach and take a quarterback like past regimes would have done, which always used to aggravate the living shit out of me. We just did it 2 years ago with Tyree Wilson. Never should have taken him at that pick. We picked him way too early. And how's that working out for us? He showed improvement this year, but in my eyes, second year, top 10 pick, top 8 pick. And he's not a starter on every single down now on defense. He's not out there all the time. He's not having a big impact like you expect him to for being that high of a draft pick. Fail. I'm sorry. Disagree with me all you want. Losing to get a better draft pick is bullshit. That's a very smart move, Sacktown. We need to do our due diligence in the GM. Yeah, so you agree with me on that. I know you do because I saw bits and pieces. I didn't bit pieces. I watched the replay on your show today, Jay. And I heard you guys talking about him because as soon as you brought him up, you said, "Oh, he's hired an outside." I said, "Yeah, Jay." I knew exactly what you were talking about. Who is your worst case scenario as head coach? Worst case scenario as head coach? Belichick, and I don't want him because I know that's a name that's still getting fucking kicked around. That annoys the shit out of me. Hopefully, we can hire the head coach by the end of the month or beginning of next week. We would have to get a verbal from Ben if he gets the job. That's the only downside if we go with Ben Johnson because obviously they've got potential to make the Super Bowl. So if they make the Super Bowl, we're not going to be able to confirm anything, until he's free from the Super Bowl after the game. That's why I hope if they make the Super Bowl, they win it. That's the worst case scenario is we have to wait until after the Super Bowl. Best case scenario, they get knocked out of the playoffs next week, and then we can hire them immediately within the next week. But I want to see Detroit win. But for being selfish as a Raider fan, I want them to lose so he becomes available immediately. We can hire him and be done with it all. And let's just move on, get everything set up, Get ready for free agency for when that starts. Stock it, because then everything changes for us too. Because then we can now start talking about free agency moves, what we think can be done in the draft based on we know the coach now, we know what he can do. We know partially what his game plan is going to be. Just go and watch Detroit. You can figure it out from there. I can't imagine him. It worked in Detroit. Why would you? Why would you not want to instill um, that same philosophy here with the Raiders? You just need the right pieces to make it fully work. You know. What is your prediction for starting QB next season? Right now, based on who we have in house and who we could possibly end up drafting, it's going to be AOC 12, unless for some reason we bring in a free agent. But I just think Aiden O'Connell is going to be the starter right now going into the start of the season. That could change after the start. It all depends on what we do during the rest of the off season. Up the Ravens. Yeah, Ravens, man, they look good today. I hate the Steelers anyway, so I'm fine with the Ravens winning. Plus, we already beat you this year, so we can talk smack to you because we did beat you. You didn't beat us. Do you trust Tom Brady developing our franchise QB? Does the Brady way work in Las Vegas? I don't know if the Brady way works in Las Vegas. We're still waiting at this point. We're still, he just became the minority owner at the very beginning or just around the time the season started. So he didn't have an impact during the offseason because everybody was already instilled in their positions as far as as far as GM coaches and shit like that. Did he have much say on what was going on during the season? I don't know. I can tell you right now, he's definitely got a say on what's been happening for the last week or so. That's a definite. From how we were a week ago, staff-wise and such, compared to where we are now, I think this is him starting to put his thumbprint on everything. So it's still a wait and be to see, what type of impact he really has on us. I hope it's a positive one. I don't want to have to keep going through this shit. I hope whatever plan he has got set up or in store, that it fucking works and we can keep going in the direction that we should be going. This is painful for me to say about Brady, because living in the New England area here in Rhode Island and having to deal with him playing for the shithole team 30 miles away from me, this is tough for me to have to deal. It's tough for any of us here in New England that are part of this booster club and part of Raider Nation, having to deal with Brady being such a heavy presence with this team. This is not easy, which is why I pray to God that everything that they're talking about with Belichick was just stupid ass rumors and he doesn't want to come out of North Carolina, because I tell you right now, if for some silly ass stupid save my life reason that fucking Belichick ends up coming here as a coach and he ends up turning this shit around, we will never hear the fucking end of that living here in New England. Because I can tell you right now, I already get shit. I already get my balls busted because Brady's involved with the team. So if the time ever came where Belichick is here and he gets his team to do a 180 and gets us going on the right path, I already know what's going to be said to me. Patriots fans and friends of mine are going to be like, well, see, look, it took another Patriot to come in and, show you guys how to win. Dude, you won't see me here next year doing content on YouTube. You know why? Because I'll probably be in jail because I beat the living shit out of somebody. So if you want to keep watching me and listen to my takes on stuff, then pray to the football gods that Belichick doesn't want any part of being with the Raiders. Please, because number one, I don't want to go to jail because I slipped up and beat the shit out of somebody, because I don't think I could take it. I know members of the Booster Club would be beside themselves. It's not something I want to experience. I don't want it. ALC will most likely sit next season, Arnie. Free agent and or draft, we will get our QB for this season, especially with Ryan Johnson. See, this is where you and I disagree, Jay. Sorry. I love you, brother, but I don't see us bringing in a free agent Um, and I definitely don't see us drafting one that's going to start right away. I honestly think Aiden O'Connell's going to be the starter. You know, it, our quarterback room right now sucks. I mean, he's the most viable option. So if we don't increase the talent in the quarterback room, and that means even with a draft pick, um, he's going to be the starter next year. He's going to have to be. You're not going to put Minshew back in there. Minshew's going to be gone. You know, you're going to stop. You're going to stop Bradley. We don't even know what the fuck he can really do. You know, we've seen what Ritter can do. I'm done with him. He can go bye-bye for all I care. You know, the only reason I would keep Ritter is because someone's going to be the backup. You know, I mean, unless Bradley has a phenomenal offseason, you're going to need somebody to back your starter up. It could be the Chargers choking. Yeah. Should the Raiders have an interest in J.J. McCarthy if Vikings don't get smacked in first round and decide to keep Sam Darnold? If so, what would be too much to give up for him? Anything. I wouldn't give him a hand sandwich for J.J. McCarthy. Guy just blew out his ACL. You have no idea how he's going to come back from that. Do I think they're going to let Sam Darnold go? No. I think they're going to keep him. They're probably going to re-sign him and structure his contract to their favor. J.J. McCarthy is still going to be the future for that team. You know, I can't see them getting rid of him. If they do, I'll be shocked. If we're involved in it, I'll be pissed because I don't want to take a chance on a guy, especially with trading for him using draft picks that we can use for shit we need now for a guy that may not even still play next year because you don't know how bad that injury really is, and you don't know how you're going to come back from an ACL. And I can say this personally because I've torn my ACL not once but twice, and I'll tell you, it sucks. You know, granted, it was 20 years ago, and medicine's a little bit different than it is now, but goddamn, it's fucking painful, and it's not easy. What position needs to be filled immediately by the draft? Now, I mean, there's so many different directions you can go with that. You know, yeah, we need a quarterback, but and again, any quarterback we draft, it's not going to be an immediate impact. Immediate impact is going to be like an Abdul Carter, T-Mac from Arizona, or somebody like Johnson from Michigan. Those are three guys that will start from day one. You know, in OTAs, you're already going to be having them running with the first team, doing first team shit. Those are immediate impacts. Those are the guys you want to draft. I love your perspective. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Tony, the Vikings would do everything in their power to re-sign Donald and went out of their way for McCarthy. He ain't going anywhere. See, we agree on that one. What's up, Rebel? I didn't even see you join in, brother. I was just kind of on a rant. I'm sorry, buddy. How you doing? Let's see. Rebel. Fuck the Patriots. Damn right, fuck the Patriots. God. I don't know if anybody that's in here saw the show I did on the other day when my son jumped on here with me and he was sitting in studio next to me and we were talking back and forth, and the Patriots pick came, Patriots talk came up a little bit too. And I made mention, I asked him, I said, JT, I said, what was it I used to do? We do every time we go by Gillette Stadium. He goes, oh yeah, we flipped them off. Yeah. Since he was a little kid, whenever we would drive by the Patriots field, the stadium, he'd be in the back seat. And I go, Jay, what are we doing? You hear him in the back going, fuck you. That was like the only time I let him swear as a little kid. You know, you look back there and his little tiny little finger would be pressed up against the window. Fuck this place. So it was great. Let's see. Wow, we had 3 QBs, 3 GMs fired the last 3 years, plus fire AP after press conference, then fired Telesco 2 days later. This is a complete. Oh yeah, this is just like how they were getting rid of the old casinos in Vegas when they were building new shit. You know, just throw some explosives in there. They tied the plunger in, and Mark Davis and Tom Brady just pushed that plunger down together and blew this whole fucking thing up to smithereens. Bill is not coming here. Yeah, he better not. I'm telling you. Rebel, you won't see me anymore if that's the case, man. I'm telling you. Jeff, you're right. AOC is the starter. The rookie will be a backup. Uncle Rico and Ritter are gone. I don't care if Ritter stays, seriously. I just don't want fucking I don't want Minshew here anymore. I don't even want him to be have a chance of even stepping on the field. Sorry, bye. Instead of JJ, trade for Hendon Hooker. Now that one I like. I like the Hooker part. Because I'm hearing that more and more often. I could get on board with that one, but I don't think he'd still come in and be a starter. Um, he's only been in the league for a couple of years. I mean, he could possibly turn into your starter, whether it be midway through next season or again. Aiden O'Connell was still never really given a full chance to see his potential. I'm sorry, really hasn't. Um, I still think he's got so much more to offer. I mean, what did he have for weapons out there this year? He had Brock Bowers and he had Jacoby Myers. And he had, a couple little midget wide receivers running around out there. Granted, they did okay. They did what they needed to do when they did. He had an offensive line that was rough. He had a horrible play caller in Getsy for a while. That's part of the reason why he never got on the field during Getsy's time here. So give him a different offensive setting. Could things be different with him? I'd like to think so. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee with anybody we pick in the draft. There's no guarantee with anybody we bring over in free agency. It's all a gamble, and it's all in the system that you put them in. Getsy's system didn't work for AOC, obviously. It didn't really work for Minshew either because Minshew just sucked. Best player available in every round, every position. I agree 100%. I don't have a problem reaching if the reach is for a player that we really want, that we think can help the system in the way that we're going to do things. Then I'm fine with reaching for a player, but that reach, I'm talking like in the same round. A player that would normally, so say in the second round, we reach to like later in the second round, meaning a player that should have gone towards the end of the second round, we reach and grab that player then. I'm fine with that. I just don't want to see us use a sixth pick in the first round and grab a Jackson Dot when he's probably still going to be there in the second round. And we've got a high pick in the second round again, too. That's where it's a reach. That's a reach. Because now you're talking, 32 picks sooner than he should have gone. We're taking him at number 6 overall when you pass up on a guy like Carter, Johnson, T-Mac. That's what I don't want to do. And that's what some of our old regimes would have done. I'd like to think we're past that now. We're going to go with the guy that needs to be here, the guy we need. Let me see. Rebel, what do you think Riley Leonard performance? What do you think of Riley Leonard's performance against Penn State? I really can't answer. I watched the game, but I didn't really fully watch it. Tanking his force. Tanking is just childish, and I just hate it. The Notre Dame of Penn State has been the best game all weekend. Yeah, last week, it was a great ending. Oh, definitely. Now, last night's game was good, but it wasn't as I expected a little bit more from Texas last night. They kind of almost like they didn't show up. Kind of like Pittsburgh today, where Pittsburgh really didn't show up for most of the game. On our team, what position group is the best? Which one is the worst? Oh. Oh. Which is the best? Which is the worst? The worst running back room. Our running back position was horrible this year. Absolutely horrible. Best? I guess I'd have to go with the D line, really. If you throw in, you had Max from, he missed a few games, a handful of games. Max is Max. Chason lit it up while he was there in that short time frame. Wilkins was doing great while he was there. I would have to say our front defensive line was probably the strong point. The tight end too, but I guess. All right. Yeah. So I guess tight end would possibly be the could say the best. Let me see. Am I on Instagram? If you're on, yeah, I am. If you go to that link right there, let me see. I'll grab it. Hang on. I can throw it right in here so you guys can click on it. Hang on. Give me a second. Copy. And throw that in the comments. It's coming right at you now. Boom. If you click on that link, Sacktown link there, if you click on that, that will take you to all the social media that I have up and running. So that'll take you to YouTube, Instagram, X, the Booster Club's website, TikTok, and Facebook. We have a Facebook group for the Booster Club. It's a private group, but if you want to join, just click to join. I'm the one that usually approves or disapproves. Um, as long as our rule for the Facebook is if somebody that wants to join it, if they have, we look through their profile pictures basically. If it shows that you've got, pictures in there that you're a Raiders fan, it's automatic accept. If all of a sudden I look and I see New England Patriots gear on the person or Kansas City Chiefs or anybody else other than Raiders, automatic deny, you know, because you just don't want to deal with bullshit from other fans from other fucking teams that are just annoying as hell. Let me see here. Where are you? Let me see. Rebel, check your Instagram. I just sent you something. Where am I in here? Where did I fall off? Let's see. Here it is. Wasn't bad on any. Shit is hot. Is hot in my opinion, especially. Oh, showed is hot in my opinion, especially with his legs. Yeah, I didn't really pay too much attention to how he played last night. I probably should have. Love the Riley Leonard versus Will Howard next Monday night. Yeah, that's going to be a good game. That's really going to be a good game. So yeah, sacked on that link should work for everything. Tight end group best, running back worst. Yeah, running back for sure, man. It was horrible. At the risk of feeling the wrath of everyone in here and being up front, I'm a Patriots fan. I get not liking the Pats. That's how the fan thing works. Thanks for answering my questions. Have a good one. No problem, man. You know what? I don't have a problem with Patriots fans. I really don't. It's just the ones that, um, oh, shit, that didn't work then. All right, hang on. Um, fuck, why is this not working now? God damn it. So is it not even showing as an actual link for you? Fuck. Sorry, guys. Kind of. It worked for me. If you click on the link, it should work. I don't know why it's not working. I just tried it myself right off the site. It worked. I mean, off the chat room. But if you look up on Instagram, any underscore Raider Booster Club, that'll take you to the Instagram. If you need to DM me, you can DM me in there too. Yeah, I don't have a problem with Patriots fans. It's just sometimes not all Patriots fans are like that. I take that back. I mean, it's certain ones are just fucking annoying. It's just horrible. Um, it, it's almost like sometimes with Pats fans, they forget that the Patriots sucked for a long time prior to Parcells and Belichick and Brady, and you've got some fans that think the team's only been around since 2000, when they started getting good. They forget that they've been around since 1960, and they were fucking god awful. To the point where they couldn't even give the season. They couldn't even give tickets away to go to the game. It was that bad. People think the Raiders are bad right now. You ain't seen nothing. Patriots were fucking atrocious. Anybody out on the West Coast didn't really get to see, how bad the Patriots were because number one, they were never on TV because they were never good enough to be on TV. I as a Raiders fan was able to see my team on TV when I was a kid growing up. If it wasn't so much during the regular season, just because of where I was located and being in close proximity to the Patriots, and then usually the next market it was the Jets and the Giants. So I get to see the Raiders on TV a lot because they were on Monday nights a lot, and they were in the playoffs a lot. So playoffs are always on TV, regardless of who was in them. You know, but some of these Pats fans just don't realize, you know, that your team sucked at one point, and guess what? Your team's pretty shitty right now too. No, I feel like the Patriots and Raiders in the same situation, finding themselves high risk, high reward. Yeah, man, it's horrible. I'm trying to click it, but it says report. All right. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. It should be working. Would you take a running back in the first or second round? Not in the first. No, I would go second round at the earliest for a running back. There's just a lot of them in this draft. There's a lot of them that can have an immediate impact too. Like for instance, Scatterbo it could come in at any time and be a bona fide starter for that team. No matter where we pick him. It's a matter of where he's going to fall in the rankings now. After this last game that he just played, I mean, he showed how good he is and just how determined he is, with how he played in that game. Now, you still got, like I said earlier, you still got the Senior Bowl style games coming up where the seniors get one last chance to put, their gameplay on film. And then you still have the combine coming up too, and pro days, because some of these guys are going to do the combine and they're going to do pro days too. So that's going to raise their draft stock. Some will fall, some will go up. Will a guy like Scatterbo go up? Oh, without a doubt, I think his draft stock's going to rise. Because I just think he's. I've even heard some of the commentators say this during the game. He's almost like the next coming of like a Christian McCaffrey. Not saying he's going to be as good as Christian McCaffrey, but he's going to be like pretty damn close to it. Running back in third round, we got 2 picks, and this draft has a lot of run. I mean, we could take 2 in the third round. I'm not opposed to taking 2 running backs, to be honest with you, because if it changes the entire running back room, I'm all for it. We got to do something. We need such a huge influx of talent that's going to have an impact on this team. If there's any visions of improving from a 4-win season like this year, we need all the picks we have. We cannot be trading back to grab a pick in the first 3 rounds. We just can't do that. That's just, in my eyes, that's just not smart. Yeah, Jay, I agree. Third or fourth round. I mean, I still don't have a problem taking one in the second, but I'd rather take a quarterback, potential future quarterback in the second round. If something like a Hendon Hooker doesn't work out, if that can't get pulled off, I'm fine with taking Jackson Dart with our first pick in the second round. I have no problem with that, because I think if we wait till the third round, we could possibly lose a guy like that, because then it starts to thin out a little bit of quarterbacks after that, I think. Okay, I'll do that. I'm definitely not a Patriots fan. Raider womb to the tomb, born in 63, fan by 68. Yeah, see, man, I mean, yeah, from that old school guy like that old school mentality myself, you're a couple of years older than me, but it's like you and I both know we've been waiting a long time for something else to happen. For this team to have an impact on our lives again and to, make us feel good about things. I was 14 years old or 13 years old last time we won a Super Bowl. I'm going to be 55 this year. I ain't got another 40 years in me. I'm not going to make it to 90. And, if we don't win another Super Bowl in the next 40 years, are you fucking kidding me? I always thought after that last Super Bowl, all right, yeah, we'll be back in again soon. We were at 2002, but we lost for a dumb reason. So it's been 20 years since then now. So it's like, how long can you really keep waiting for something to happen? I mean, something's got to break somewhere along the line. Could have what's just been started this week with the changes made in the organization. Could that break be starting now where we start to see an uptick here? We'll see. I know we mentioned it earlier about the hiring of that outside agency. That's a move in the right direction right there. Something we've never done before like that. Bringing in a heavy hitter like that to help solidify who we're looking to hire and help vet these potential coaches, and potential GMs. Because I'm sure this guy's going to have a hand in the GM too. I'm sure we're not going to just hire a head coach and then just say, "All right, thanks for helping us. Bye, we're good." No, use them for that too. Keep them on board as long as we need. You know, I, I'm I don't know how much longer I can handle waiting. I'm not going to waver. I'm not going to not be a Raiders fan. I'm always going to be a Raiders fan. Till the day I die. I mean, I've got tattoos all over my arms with the Raiders and everything. I ain't going anywhere. And I know most Raider fans aren't going anywhere. The ones that leave or get tired of it and bail, fine. See you later. We don't need you as far as I'm concerned. You know, you want to take a hiatus for a little bit or something, take a break because it's just draining on you. I get it, but I'm not going anywhere. Absolutely not. Been through some of the worst seasons. This particular season that we just finished, I think in all the years I've been watching the Raiders, this is by far the worst season I've ever seen, and that's worse than the 1-15 season. This is just awful. Great Raider talk. East Coast guys make great Raider fans. Yeah, we do, don't we? Yeah, for the club. Actually, you know what? I'll break this news right now. Um, Today for the Booster Club, we just had our first executive board meeting with the new regime that took over. Um, So, I got voted in as the president. I've been the vice president for the last like 12 years plus. I've been the interim president since about, say, April of 2024. So I took over as president from the elections that we just had in December. So as of January 1st, I was, you know, now the president of the club. We've got a new vice president, which is Tony Ramos. Um, the secretary was an incumbent and he won his position. He's been the secretary for the last, I don't know how many years now. Probably the best secretary this club's ever had. Um, my wife filled in as the interim treasurer during the year last year because our previous treasurer resigned. Um, she was an interim. She got voted in as the full time treasurer for us now. So now she's um, in her full time position now as a treasurer. Um, we have what we also have is we also have three what we call executive directors, and those three members, two of them are brand new. One of them is an incumbent that's been on the executive board for probably close to 20 years himself, and that's Bruce. And then Carlos and Dennis are our new executive directors. So today we had our first executive board meeting to lay out the game plan for this upcoming year, because we do a lot of off-season events, like we do a billiards tournament. Uh, we try and arrange to go to like the Providence Bruins hockey game as a club. We do a mini golf tournament, so that way there it's a family-oriented event. So the family, people can bring their kids, their grandchildren, whatever. So it's a whole family event. We host a summer barbecue every year for all the club members. It's free to the members. The club pays for all the food. We do other things. We do fundraisers. We donate funds. Like we just did one for a fundraiser. I had a neon sign made with our logo that we raffled off, and we raised $150 for it to go towards what organization called the Road Home Rescue. And what they do is they work with fostering and helping adopt dogs that come up from like the Tennessee area. So these people foster these dogs in their own home, but they're put up for adoptions, and while they're under their care, these dogs are getting the, certain procedures and surgeries that need to be done to get these dogs healthy again. The money we gave them, or that was donated to them, was used to buy food for the dogs, toys, bedding, the surgeries, the medical, any meds that they're on. So that's what covers that. We also for the pool tournament, we raise close to $1,000 a year every year at the pool tournament, and that's for the Tomorrow Fund, which is an organization that helps kids with cancer. It helps the parents while the kids are in the hospital, with lodging while they're, here out of town, with the hospital, because there's a top-notch children's hospital here in Rhode Island. So it helps with that. But one of the big things we did was this week, myself and 3 other board members went and met with our company that does all our merchandise. It does all does all our hats, T-shirts, you name it, they do it. And we got the go-ahead today at the board meeting. Everybody approved it. So we're going to be setting up an online store for the Booster Club. Once that is up and running, there will be a link on pretty much every social media platform that I've got connected to the YouTube. So it'll be on that Linktree link. I'll just repost it again if anybody just joined and missed it earlier. So we will be having an online store going up. Those funds will be going towards the club to help cover the cost of merchandise. I don't know specifics as far as pricing, but as soon as the store is up and running, there will be a link put up. So it will be open to anybody that goes to that link, no matter where you are in this country. If you want one of our Booster Club shirts, anybody that hasn't seen the logo, this is the logo right here. This is what it looks like on the front of our T-shirts that we use. Let me hide that link. That logo is been our logo since 2004. The skull with the helmet and the scythe and the battle axe. That is what's on our shirts. That is what is on our hats, anything that we have. So as soon as that information becomes available, I will be posted on this. So this will be open to anybody that can purchase it. You don't have to be a club member. I don't know what the prices are going to be on anything yet, but I just wanted to give a heads up that this will be coming soon. I'm hoping to have this store set up probably within the next, with at least by the end of this month is my goal. Whether it can be done by then, I don't know, but we will hopefully, as soon as we do, we'll get that taken care of and get that posted so everybody can partake in that. And people can start wearing our gear outside, outside of the New England area. So we will have some specialty stuff that will go on there eventually. We're going to roll things out as we go to see how, the reception is for stuff. So, all right. Sorry, enough of that. So let's get back here. Yes, please, everybody hit that like and subscribe. Appreciate everybody following me. I got my normal guys that are in here all the time, like Arnie, Sacktown Mike's in here all the time. Jay, one of my brothers, Jay, Just Raiders baby, hit his YouTube up, subscribe and like his. He's got some fire content. He does a Saturday show that he just started today. Today was his second day doing that. He does that at 10 a.m. Pacific time. He's also one of my co-hosts with me on Wednesday night on the Raider Connection. It's him, myself, LV Raider 10. Go over to LV Raider 10 on YouTube, hit his channel up, subscribe, like his stuff too. And then Cheeto Linus is also on that show with us as one of the co-hosts. He's the one that kind of really got the ball started with the Raider Connection. We pretty much talk about anything and everything Raiders related. During the season, we talk about the upcoming game, not so much the game that just finished. We do a lot of talk about that game. And then in this case right now, the Raider Connection, we're going to be doing all the off-season stuff on that. We did have plans to do like mock drafts and all that and talk free agencies, but everything's shifted gears now because now the big talk is talking about a head coach and other positions. So yeah, make sure you hit up his page also. Let's see, Arnie, Henderson, Scatterbo, second, third round picks. Now with the playoff performances, should have kept AP another year. Yeah, I wish we could have kept AP another year, but it didn't happen. We're gonna have to move on. We've got no choice at this point. I'm not so sure about the Bisaccia one, but granted with Bisaccia, he did have a little bit more time in the coaching ranks, albeit was special teams. But I mean, again, what's done is done. You know how things could have turned out back then if we. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. It's there's nothing we can do either way. So I mean, we're kind of in a rock and a hard place here, and just have to deal with what's going to happen next. Uh, facts. But now we have to get a new guy. Hopefully, that guy will be around 3 or 4 years at least. Oh, I hope whoever it is here at least 3 years. Good God. If we have to fight, if we're firing another, if we're back in the same situation again this next year, this time talking about, well, who we're going to get for head coach now? Um, who are we going to bring in for offensive coordinator? Who's going to be our? Fuck me, I ain't going through that shit again. I'll still be here. I'll still be doing content. I'll still be on shows with Just Raiders Baby, and I've done a show with Rebel. I'll be on with my guy LV10, LV Raider 10. I'll be on with Turf Rundown, all those guys. I'll still be part of this. But man, I ain't gonna be happy. You're gonna see a different version of me. I'm not gonna be the happy-go-lucky guy from New England that hates the Patriots. Raiders suck. Who gives a fuck? Then go play with whatever team you follow. You're probably a fucking Chiefs fan, more than likely. I'm willing to bet. Jeff is a real deal. Raiders. Thanks, Arnie. Max to the Chiefs. I did want to comment on this. Um, I don't think he's going to go to the Chiefs, first of all, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have him next year. I really wouldn't. Um, I know some people are going to, be not happy with what I'm going to say, but I've said it for a couple weeks now. Now, this is our chance to get something for him after this year. Probably not. The price ain't going to be as high as what we're getting now. Teams call saying, "Hey, we're interested in Max." Okay, I'm listening. What do you got? What are you giving? What's your offer? I'm not going to tell you what I want. I want to know what you're offering first. All right, fine. We'll give you a first round. I'm still listening, but I'm not responding yet. All right. Well, we'll give you 2 first rounds. Okay. I'm not saying that that's what we get, but I mean, I'm listening to the conversation. Worst case scenario, we don't trade him. We stick with our 6th pick. We grab a guy like Cotter. Now he's paired up against Max. We get as much out of Max as we can before his time's up. Hopefully, we get him a Super Bowl. We win a Super Bowl with him or without him. And, you can't get attached to players. Players are only here for so long. These guys have short lives. Their shelf life is not long in this league. So you got to get what you can for him. He's already out of guaranteed money. So the next contract you sign is not going to be not going to break the bank. The way for him to get his additional money now or more guaranteed money is to trade him now. Whoever he goes to, it's up to him working a deal with that team to a new contract where he gets something for it. That's how he's going to make his extra money. And then when his time's up with them, say he signs a 3-year contract, 4-year contract, now he's a free agent, wants to come back to us for, short money. And hopefully, at that time, we're ready to, we're in a position where we could win a Super Bowl and he wins a Super Bowl as a Raider. I'm fine with that too. He wouldn't have to be an every down guy, because at that point he's going to be a little bit older, probably a little bit more damaged health wise as far as, physically health, so take what you can get for him now. Trade Max for 2 first rounders, and then that he has the most value. Yep. Abdul Carter, Chase on leadership. Yeah, I mean, that's why I like Carter as a potential fill-in if we do lose Max. It's a no-brainer. I just sent you a follow on Instagram. All right, thanks, brother. I'll do likewise next time I get on there and look. Brock went to the wrong team in the West. Should be on a team that deserves him. I think he's happy where he is. If you ask me, I don't think he would have done anywhere near what he did this year because you had really nobody else to spread the ball to other than Jacoby Myers. If you think he would have done what he did this year with us with another team, you're fucking crazy. So, all right. So if you went to a different team in the West, all right, let's examine the 3 teams. Kansas City. All right. Well, they got Kelsey and they got, what's the guy's name? Fucking Gray. He ain't gonna be doing that there. He ain't gonna start over Kelsey. I can tell you that. All right, so now let's go to Denver. All right, Denver's got other legit wide receiver threats. Yeah, he'd have an impact there. He would have done decent. He would have had some serious catches and yardage and probably more touchdowns. I'd give you that. Probably would have had a hell of a lot more touchdowns. Um, but I don't see him getting over 100 catches. Absolutely not. Do I see him getting over 1,000 yards? No, probably not there either. The only way he would get 1,000 yards with them would be after the catch. And the Chargers are the Chargers. They're stupid. They suck. They wouldn't use him right. So we'll leave it at that. And it just proved it because they just lost today, too. So fuck the Chargers, too. So that's my analysis on the AFC West right now, especially on a comment about that. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Yeah. You see, we drafted him. Everyone slept on him. No, Eric. Max will never go to the Chiefs. Yeah, no, that ain't gonna fucking happen. Jeff, love that shirt, bro. Looks sharp. Once it's available, Arnie, I'll let you know. You want one, you can get one off of there. I do know that um, the way we're probably going to have it working, um, it'll tell you right up front how much for the shipping. I don't know how we're going to do that as far as if it's going to be a flat rate or whatever. I don't know what's going on with that. That's more of me sitting down and talking with the owner of the company and finalizing everything. But I'm seriously, I want that set up by the end of this by the end of this month. So again, once it's done, you guys will know. Trust me, because I'll do a whole goddamn show devoted to it because I want to get that out there. Because we got a ton of merchandise sitting in my car right now in bins that I take to all the events that we go to for me to sell to the members. But I want to start selling to people that aren't members of the club but follow us. They follow me on here. They follow us on the other Instagram. They follow us on all that stuff. Yes, sir. Yes, all right. Jay just posted those. Those are the four gentlemen right there. The four of us, include my name in there. The four of us are the Raiders Connection on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Pacific and 10 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Holy fuck. Will Howard looks better every game. Oh yeah, the kid from oh my god, Ohio. Let's see. Let's go Chiefs. Yep. Bye bye. Max's draft capital. Yeah, he has to be. Yeah, has to be. Smoke weed in. Nope, not me. Yes, we missed out on getting something for Carr. Yeah. Yeah, Devontae Adams, Colton. Yeah, Devontae Adams, we only got a third round pick. I mean, could have turned into more, but we already knew that wasn't going to happen. The Jets weren't going to make any playoff run. There was no way in hell Devontae Adams was going to make the All Pro. I don't care. Not the way that team was playing. He went from from the situation in Vegas to a worse situation out there in fucking New York. Are you shitting me? Come on. He didn't do himself any favors by going to the Jets. Let's see. Draft picks are not guaranteed. Max is. TT is gone, and a new guy might be a good draft. Well, I can tell you one thing. One thing for sure. We don't have to worry about possibly not moving around the draft board because I mean we knew that was the downfall to Telesco. He's not going to be looking to trade draft picks worth of shit. He's the type of guy that we're picking number 6. Okay, I'm pick number 6. Pick number 6. Pick number 6. Oh, what's that? My phone's ringing. Someone wants to move up. Nope. Pick number 6. Pick number 6. Pick number 6. I mean that's evident. And the other good thing is he doesn't have a good history in hiring head coaches, so I'm glad he's not here anymore, actually, to be honest with you. Always grinding. Yes, I am. Ready to suck? Nope, you suck. Yep. Okay, I need that. Yeah, you do, man. Get the fuck on and just stop fucking talking. The chat will keep you active. Trust me. That's all you need. Wow. So, like my answer was any better, right? Oh, you suck. No, you suck. It's like high school basketball yard shit. It would be amazing to a Chargers, Donkeys, and Chiefs next week. Lose before we get our coach. Wouldn't it be awesome? No, we need the jackasses to lose tomorrow, and we need the chefs to lose next week. Thank God, that's all I asked for. Mel Kiper as our GM. No, fuck that. We tried that once with Mayock, and that failed. You know, and it sucks too because I liked Mayock. You know, as far as what he did, you know, when he was on TV and doing the draft analysis and player analysis and everything, I thought it had potential when he came here as the GM, knowing that what's up, SoCal, brother, how you doing? Um, I thought it had potential when he came here, knowing you know how well he knows some of these you know these college players coming out and you know just evaluating talent. I thought it could have worked. It didn't. Yeah, he had some good picks, but overall grade on that is just an F. You know, even Gruden. I know people have mentioned Gruden. I don't think that's going to happen now. The more and more I see about it, I don't think you're going to see Gruden here. Thank God. I can't handle a third go around with him. Um, but you also have to remember with Gruden, he didn't leave because he had a bad season or bad seasons or did shitty things while he was coaching. You know, his was an off-field issue that happened when he worked for you know a broadcasting company that had nothing to do with the Raiders organization. It just happened to be that that's where he was coaching at the time this news broke, and he was kind of fucked. You know, so to save face, he had to step down because he just didn't want to have to put the team through that too. I give him credit for that. He could have fought it, you know, but then it would have been now the NFL would have had to step in and do something about it, and that would have possibly fined the team because we're not forcing them out. You know, Mark Davis could have been fine. I mean, that could have led to a whole different line of bullshit that we just didn't have to deal with. He just, you know, in respect to the Davis family name and the organization, the fans and the players and his fellow coaches, he just stepped down and left. So, I mean, he did what he needed to do. Let's see. I want a sticker of your logo for my truck. Do you have those? I don't have stickers. Um, what we do have is we used to. I don't have them anymore, but we have these. Um, it's a magnet. I mean, you can tell how big it is. I mean, it blocks out my whole face. It's good size. It's got the QR code on it for that same link that I put up earlier. It'll take you to all our social media outlets. We do have these. I do have a bunch of these left. This may be one of those items that goes on that store. Actually, I think it's going to be one of the items that we put on the store. And one of the other things we do have that will be going on there. Um, I mean, until then, I can try and work something out where I could send stuff out. It's just going to take me some time because that means I have to make trips to the post office and ship things. I had these made up for our 20th anniversary. It's an actual challenge coin. So that's the back of the coin. It's pretty much the same thing that's on the back of the 20th anniversary T-shirts, but on the front, you know, the head side is you know, I'm trying to keep it out of the light so it doesn't distort. I mean, it's the best I can hold it up to. But it's a good sized coin. Do I have? Just trying to find something that I could hold it up to give you an idea of the size of it. And I don't. Well, I can tell you right here. It is. It's not a measure. Here it is. It's about the size of a silver dollar, really. So in total, it's 2.5 inches in diameter on that coin. So the coins are pretty sharp. You know, anybody that's former military or um, law enforcement or first responder like firefighters and such, people get what these challenge coins represent. Um, you know, it kind of started with the military, I believe. The thing was, you'd have the challenge coin in your pocket. You go to a bar and you're standing, all of a sudden the guy next to you slaps his coin down on the bar. If you don't pull a coin out of your own coin out and slap it next to it, you're buying the round that time. You know, that was kind of like the whole idea behind these. A lot of guys nowadays, they'll buy a bunch and they'll trade these coins for other organizations' coins. Like I've got quite a few fire department ones through the years. That you would trade with other firefighters, from around the country. So it's a cool concept. So I figured, I want to get in on that with us too. Sal saying hi to everybody else in the room. Yep, yep. Where are we here? Yep. Hire Dion and trade up for 3 for you. Nope. Nope. You're obviously not a Raider fan. If you are, you're a crazy Raider fan. Commitment to mediocrity under Mark Davis. Just sell the team to Brady, baby. Yeah, I mean, again, he can't really do anything with the team. It's going to be interesting. Unfortunately, it's going to be a sad day because he's not going to be able to do anything until Mrs. Davis is gone, Al's wife, because she ultimately owns the team. So it's, does he keep the team after that happens? I mean, I don't know what her wishes are after she's gone. What's going to happen with it? Nobody know. Oh, I'm sure some people know, but I mean, we're never going to know that up front anyway. We won't know until after the fact it's happened, you know? My favorite Raiders all time: Marcus Allen, Lester Hayes, Rod Martin, Van McElroy, Tim Brown. Yeah, all of them. I like them all. I got most of those. I got Rod Martins. I got Marcus Allen's. I do have Lester Hayes. Actually, I do have a Tim Brown one. I don't have McElroy. McElroy's the only one on there that I don't have an autograph of. Marcus Allen, Hayes, and Martin I have on the one actual piece itself. Let's see. Keep down away, far away. He's already making demands just to be. I don't like that. Well, just the fact that he's already talked about, how Cleveland, he's like, well, Cleveland cannot hire Shador. Oh, not hire. Cannot draft him. Blah blah blah. No, please let Cleveland hire him because then we don't have to fucking worry about it. I wish Cleveland would still draft him. I want them to draft him. I want them to dare him. Cleveland's going to be looking for a quarterback now. They're not going to go into next season with Jameson Winston as their only viable quarterback right now. I mean, Watson's done. If he even plays again at this point, I mean, that's a complete rupture of his Achilles. So now he's going to get that repaired again. He ain't going to be back in time for the season. Absolutely not. NFL blackball Gruden can't be hired, or Mark Davis. Well, Mark Davis hired him for sure. Well, I know they still haven't given A-OK to, let him back in a way. I mean, he's still got to settle with them too. I know we're not paying him anymore. I mean, supposedly they settled that with him. Let's see. I want that magnet and the coin. Yeah, message me on Instagram. I'll see what I can figure out. Let's see. NorCal Raider Jesse. What's up, Jesse? How you doing, brother? Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. I'm an ex-Army paratrooper. I know all about the. Yeah, see? So you know the deal. Some people don't. That's why I said it. I know some people do sometimes. Salute, chat gang. No, you're Brian. You're laughing at the. Yeah, salute, Jesse. Yep. All right. So, Arnie, what do we got? Bo Jackson, Jim Plunkett, Howie Long, Jim Otto, Tim Brown, Charles Woodson, Rich Gannon, Dave Casper. Oh my God, I can't talk now. We got so many Hall of Fame players, so many more that should be in Hall of Fame. Oh, hell yeah. Plunkett should have been in a long time ago. Tom Flores never should have had to wait as long as he did. Stabler never should have had to wait as long as he did. Ray Guy never should have had to wait that long. Cliff Branch never should have to wait that long. Shall I go on? Phil Villapiano should have been in a little while ago too. I could rattle off names all day long. Well, not all day long, but for a little bit here. Who should already be in the Hall of Fame, or should have been in sooner, a lot sooner, now it's the problem is now, like Tim Brown should have been in as soon as he was eligible. Some of these guys that are getting in now, it's going to make it almost impossible for some of these older school players, and not just Raider players either. you know, for them to get in, because the stats that these kids are putting up now is just ridiculous. You know, Uh, you can't even compare some of these wide receivers nowadays, for instance, versus receivers, from just as recent as the 80s and 90s. I'm not even talking about going back even further than that. Yeah, I know they get the senior committees and all that. These guys get on as a senior inductee and such. It shouldn't have to get to that point. I know they have to keep it somewhat limited to how many get in every year, because other than that, the induction ceremony would be, you know, multiple days long. It's long enough as it is a full day, you know, because of how many get in. It's just what cuts the ceremony a little bit shorter sometimes is because the guys that get in that have already passed away, nobody usually gives a speech for them. The family member or representative comes up, unveils, the bust, and then they're shuffled off the stage, and that's the end of it. It's only if it's somebody recent that passed away that's the first time eligible. There's still a relevant name because it was somebody that was still playing recently. That's different. You know, it just sucks. Like Cliff Branch gets in after a year after he passed. Stabler, same thing. You know, it sucks. Thank God somebody like Bolitnikov's already in. We don't have to worry about it. Ray Guy, another one. He got in, but then a couple of other gone. Luckily he got in before. Brock Bowers is the only good Raider player. Go Vikings. What about Max? It's kind of like the Go Vikings. You know what? No, you're playing the Rams, right? Yeah, I kind of want. I want to see a rematch of the Vikings Lions. That's what I really want to see. No, I would love to see that rematch, big time. Where it lines up in this, we don't know yet because none of the NFC teams have even played yet. So we'll know starting tomorrow where it looks like they're gonna when they could possibly match up in the playoffs. It'll be interesting. I would like to see a rematch. I still think Detroit would win. For us as selfish Raider fans, I would like to see Detroit lose because then that means we can, go ahead and solidify the coach and just fucking um, hire him right away. We won't have to fucking wait for it. Let's see. I would add Max. Yep. Jack Tatum, the real hitman. Yeah, another guy that should be in. Eric Allen should be the next Raider in. I think Eric Allen's got a good shot of if he doesn't get in this year, possibly maybe the next time because he made it this far. But I've seen players make it this far before, not get in on the current list, and then not come back on the list again. I'm sorry, but Plunkett should definitely be in already. Plunkett should have been in before Kurt Warner. Yeah, I know Plunkett didn't have the statistical numbers like like Kurt Warner did as far as the passing yards and everything. He didn't play on such a high profile. He's won 2 Super Bowls. He was an MVP of one of them. He was a former Heisman Trophy winner. Went drafted by the Patriots. Never really got a chance to do much there. Ends up in San Francisco with the 49ers. 49ers do away with him. Al Davis picks him up. Tom Flores molds him into be a quarterback that can stop for us, ends up starting, takes us to 2 Super Bowls, wins the MVP in one of them, breaks all kinds of records in the Super Bowl. At the time that we played the Super Bowl against the Redskins, it was the highest scoring point differential in the Super Bowl history. Most points scored, highest difference between the winner and the loser, longest pass completion in the NFL in the Super Bowl. There's so many records that were done in those 2 Super Bowls that he was a part of, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. Go figure that one. Just sometimes I wonder what these guys are looking at when they're trying to select these Hall of Famers. What's their goal? Lester Hayes, top 10 defensive back of all time. Yeah, he should definitely be in too. Mike Haynes made it, but again, people that don't know Mike Haynes outside of the Raiders, he played for the Patriots for quite a few years, and he was fucking amazing here too. Again, that was back when I was a young kid, but he was great then with the Patriots, and was even better when he got to us, especially because he was paired up opposite of Lester Hayes. Lester Hayes is just phenomenal. You know, have a feeling the Lambs take it on Monday night. If they were still playing in LA, I would say yes. But now that they're going to be playing in Arizona, more of a real neutral territory, how well are the Rams fans going to travel? How many just local fans that are going to be at that game that aren't fans of either team? You know, will there be more Vikings fans there now? Because they're in a different venue. It's going to be interesting to see how the fan base is inside that stadium Monday night. I'm sure they're going to talk about it, in the pre-games, or even once the game gets started. You're going to hear them talk about like, well, there's a lot of Vikings fans here for a short notice move of the game, or or they're going to be like, there's not a lot of Rams here because Rams fans here could be what's going on in LA. People couldn't get away from the city, so it's going to be interesting to see how many fans actually show up for this game for either team. I'll be curious on that because this could end up being a benefit for the Vikings if you think about it. Because if more of their fans can get out and travel down there for that, or just make the quick change because they were going to go to the LA game, you can remember the Viking fans were already going to be traveling to go to this game in the first place. The Rams fans weren't. So now the Rams fans have to change, completely pull a 180 what they're going to do. They were just visioning, driving a few miles down the street, going to the stadium, watch their team play. Now they got to go to fucking Arizona. So that's a big deal. We're not talking about a short drive either. Jay, you can attest for that. I mean, you live down in Arizona way. I mean, how long of a ride is that from there to LA? It's not a short ride. Detroit deserves a win, low key, but I honestly want Josh Allen to get a ring. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to, but I still say Buffalo, Detroit in the Super Bowl, and the best outcome is the fact that you got two teams that never won a Super Bowl before. So either way, someone that's never won before is going to win the Super Bowl. One of those teams is going to be there for the first time ever in Detroit. So Detroit could go in with two things on there. Come out with two things: one, their first Super Bowl trip ever, and second, their first trip and they win a Super Bowl. I think if they win the Super Bowl, then that's a definite. You see Johnson leave, Ben Johnson leave for sure. Because now at that point, his business is done in Detroit. He accomplished what he wanted to do, was go, take that team and help turn it into a Super Bowl winner. And he would have done that if they win it this year. You guys want Mike Tomlin? Yeah, I've heard that one too about trading for Tom. I don't want to trade coaches for draft picks. I think that's the dumbest thing ever. Yeah, tough loss contract. Yeah, I'm not surprised though. I mean, you're playing in Baltimore. Baltimore's a tough place to play unless you're the Raiders, because we went there and won. You guys didn't. Sorry, rubbing salt on the wound, but. That running game today, man. Good God. The amount of yards that they put up against the Steelers is insane today. I couldn't believe the Chargers and the Texans game outcome. Oh, I believe it. I'm not surprised 100% at all on that. The Chargers suck, plain and simple. They can't win in the playoffs. They just that's their downfall. That's their kryptonite. Their kryptonite is getting in the playoffs and then just sucking. Preach, yeah. Indie country, yeah. Raiders have a lot of players and Tom Flores. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys from those two Super Bowls that didn't get in yet, that should be in. Raiders have a lot of players. I already said that one. Oh, he should be in the Hall of Fame, yeah. Let's see, OC Nation. I just beat Rams as Vikings in Madden 25 PS5, so I guess that's the outcome of the game. Well, if you're... I forget, are you a Vikings fan or a Rams fan? If you're a Vikings fan, it sucks for you. Let's see. They should have that playoff game in Vegas. You know, I was thinking that too when I heard them announce Arizona was the location for that game. Um, I was like, you know, they could have done it in Vegas. I don't know if something's going on there right now, but I mean that could have been a possibility. You know, it's at least a little bit more easier location for both. Again, the Vikings fans are already planning on traveling to go to this game if they were going. The Rams, it's just, I'm granted it's still a ride. They still got to get to it, but it's a shorter ride than going to fucking Arizona, you know, and going to play in the fucking Cardinal Stadium. Let's see, no pass up. 63 in the building. Let's run up those thumbs up. Yes, please. That'd be awesome. Yes, sir. Hit the like and subscribe for sure. Thanks, Jay. How long are you going to be on for? I don't know. I've been on for 2.5 hours now. I really don't know. How do you feel about Brock Bowers? I love Brock Bowers. I can't imagine a Raider fan out there that's not happy with him at all. You know, he's just been amazing. You know, I expected him to be good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here. I expected him to do what he did. You know, I definitely didn't expect him to do what he did this year. No, I don't think if anybody said, "Oh yeah, he's going to catch 100 passes" at the beginning of the season, anybody said he's going to catch 100 passes for over 1,000 yards, I'd say you're crazy. He's going to be good. He's going to have a great year, but I don't think he's going to do that. You know, but then you get the people on the other end of the spectrum that, like, when we picked him, they're like, "What the fuck are we picking him for?" If anybody watched any games in college during the 2023 season and saw what he did as a tight end with Georgia, all you had to do was watch about 2 games, and you knew what you were getting in a player in that kid. You know, you knew what he had for potential and what he could do and mean for a team. You know, he's the cornerstone that you need to build around right now. To be honest with you, you need to come up with schemes that involve him heavily. You know, because right now we don't have much talent on the offense to work with. You know, you got him and you got Jacoby Myers. Right now, we don't have anything else until free agency, we do something, or draft picks. So right now, that's your lone bright spot on offense is Brock Bowers. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ, the kid's a rookie, makes it to the Pro Bowl first shot, and he makes it as an All Pro as a rookie, tight end no less, with some of the talented tight ends in this league right now. Come on. You know, I mean, do I expect him to do the same thing next year? I don't know now. I really can't say yes or no right now because we don't know what we're doing as far as coaches and schemes, and there's so many different things, you know, that that relay into that, you know. So until that comes, I can't give an honest answer on. Do you think he's going to be just as good next year? I still don't think he's going to put up the same numbers because for one reason and one reason only, teams know about him. Teams are going to try and stop him, which is fine by me because you know what? If we've built the team right going into next season, try and stop him. We're just going to hurt you in another way. You know, if we work out good with our running backs and our wide receivers we pull in, whether it be free agent or draft, we're just gonna do damage to you in a different situation. Fine, take him out of the game. We're gonna make you respect the rest of our game. So guess what? So when you start respecting the rest of our game, guess who comes back into play again? Comes little old Brock Bowers across the middle. Yeah. So if it's done right, good luck defending that team on offense. You know, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. Where the hell am I? What was that? How do you feel about Brock Bowers? Where am I? I got to get back in here. I fell behind. Here we go. Raiders suck. Yeah, thanks. I'll give my response. Oh, you suck. uh, this Chargers trophy case will remain empty. Oh yeah, that's another good thing. It's just dust. I told you if they want to see how the trophy would fit in there, just figure out the dimensions of the bottom of the trophy with the layer of dust that's already on that shelf. Just use your finger and outline where the trophy would sit, you know, so you get an idea where you want to put it, where it looks best in the case. Because that's closest you're going to come to putting a Super Bowl trophy in there. Just an opinion. As a Georgia fan, I'm glad of Bauer's outcome. Yeah, anybody that was a fan of Georgia, if you know, I know how college fans are passionate about their players and their teams and everything. If you're a fan of Georgia, you got to be happy at how that turned out for him. Because it's a reflection on you as a fan. And it's a reflection on the team. On the school too. It's like this is another feather in their cap saying, hey, look, we had a tight end that got drafted in the first round by an NFL team, and look what he did. You know, he's going to be a god every time he comes back to Georgia for whatever reason it be. You know, he's going to be respected there. People are going to love him. Brock Bowers is the best rookie tight end and the best tight end out of everyone this season. No glaze. He's just really good, but the rest of the Raiders, other than Max, isn't good. You know what? I can't argue that, to be honest with you. I mean, you're not wrong. You're really not. Let me know. I might be able to jump on for a bit. Meds kicked in. Yeah, if you want to come in, Jay, let me know. I'll pop you the link right now. Hang on. Let me. Give me a second, folks. Here, I'm gonna give you the right one so you can. You want to stream it to yours? I can make sure I give you that one. Let me just hit this chat real quick. Let me know. Is there Brock Bowers is him? Oh, hell yeah, he is him. Not really an opinion when they actually do suck. So, all right, thanks. Raider Nation, what's up? Juan Rojas, what's up, buddy? The biggest bright spots: Bowers, Myers, JPJ, Chason, Mooring, and Spillane. Anyone else? No, I think you pretty much hit it. Glaze. You put Glaze in there too, actually. Max is Max. I mean, that's doesn't matter with that. I think the little guy is funny. You come and talk shit and don't say your team. Oh, they never will. They won't come in and admit what team they're a fan of. They don't care, and I really don't care either. I could give two shits. I gotta ruin my night. Jay, check the. Oh no, sent it to the wrong one. Shit. Hang on. Jay, check the Raider Connection Instagram chat. Should be in there. Ty, looks like you need attention. Yeah, probably. Ravens, baby. Yeah. Oh, please, Ravens, dude. You got no right coming in here talking shit. We beat you. We're a 4-win team, and we beat you. Come on. Are you shitting me? I mean, if anybody can talk shit, it'd be us going in your channel saying, hey, we're a shitty team and we beat you guys. How's that make you feel? You got a team that couldn't get their shit together tonight. That was the problem. Entire come correct. You bye-bye. You go, tough guy. Ravens got two good players in offense. Yeah. Yeah, they're tight end and they're running back. Lamar Jackson, I don't know, whatever. I'd still would go fucking Mark Andrews. I'm sorry. Zay's hurt, didn't play, doesn't matter. Bateman. Justin Bateman? The guy from Ozark? I didn't know he played football. Zay is not good. Zay's not bad. I don't think he's that great either. One thing I don't like about today's game is how the Raiders tackle. It's too much hugging and slapping. It's ridiculous. We should watch tape on Van McElroy on how to tackle hard. Yeah, tackle, like wrapping up and tackling. Yes, I understand that that's not done. You see it's not done. What everybody tries to do now is they try to go to a fucking kill shot. Just trying to just lay your body on the line and take the fucking player out. That's bullshit. I hate that, man. Fucking just wrap your arms around him. Tackle the fucker. Yeah, I'm down. All right. How do you feel about the Bengals? We had a good year, but got go to them by the teams. Yeah, you guys kind of caught a bad break, man. I'm sorry. What's up, Jay?
What up? What up? What is up, Nation? How's it
Uh,
going?
did you stream it to yours too?
I'm about to set that up real quick.
All right.
Hang on one sec.
Um, I mean, the Bengals. I mean, you caught some bad breaks, man. I mean, the Bengals are the Bengals. I mean, as long as you got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, you guys are going to be in it. Again, you just caught some bad breaks. I don't mind the Bengals, to be honest with you. I don't dislike them. In other words, I mean, I never sit there and say I have a second favorite team. True Raider fans don't usually say that, and I won't say that. I don't have a second favorite team. There's only one team that I like or care about, and it's the Raiders. Anyone else, during the playoffs, I'll root for certain teams because I don't like other teams. Like today, I was a Houston Texans fan because I hate the
Right,
Chargers.
right, yeah,
Tomorrow I'm going to be a huge Buffalo Bills fan because I hate the fucking Broncos. And next week, whoever plays the Chiefs, I'm going to be a fan of them. But with our luck, it'll be like a Broncos Chiefs game. That's how it'll end up lining up where it's going to be the Broncos. And if that's the case, I hope the field just opens up into a giant sinkhole, swallows them both, closes back up, game over. Next team in, let's go. Fuck them both. I hate them. Yeah, I gotta hop off. I'm not a Raiders fan, but you're really fun to watch and connect with. Much love. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. And thanks for the sub.
Appreciate your country. Yep, yep.
I know you asked me if I was going to stay on for a while, and I looked up to see how many are watching. It's tough for me to want to get off right now, even though I've been on for
Yeah,
like 2.5 hours.
yeah. You got about we got about 60 to 75 people in the building. Salute to you guys. Salute to
Yeah,
the
I
chat.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
It's
Yep.
you know, I'm
Yeah.
yeah, I can only imagine how many have popped in and out throughout the thing. I mean, I've seen a lot
You
of
got
different names, and I've never
you got
seen.
you had about a 80 at one point in the building, so for sure you
Wow.
make sure you guys check in, hit that like and subscribe button for Jeff. You guys can. I don't have anybody in my channel yet, but if you guys do, make sure
Patriots
you hit
Nation.
that
There is
like
no
and thumbs up.
Patriots Nation. There is no Patriots Nation. Get over that. It's Raider Nation and Nation only.
That's
Remember, there's
funny.
only one nation, Raider Nation. You're not Patriots Nation. Get out of here. Stupid logo, the flying fucking Elvis logo. It's the dumbest and ugliest logo in the NFL. I'm sorry. Go back to the Pat the Patriot down in the stance. That's such a better fucking logo. That flying Elvis is just stupid. Football looks like hand soccer. It's a soft game with lack of violent hidden. Whatever. Probably a rugby fan. Whatever. I don't know rugby anyway. So Bengals got a good offense, but the defense is awful. I'll tell you what. If you guys end up with our guy Patrick Graham to come in as your defensive coordinator, your defense is
Yep.
going to step up. Your defense
Yep.
isn't awful.
No,
That
it's not.
defensive end you have Henderson. That kid's fucking good. I'd take
Yep.
him in a heartbeat. That is a good goddamn player. Up the Ravens. Yeah, we beat
Okay.
you. Why are you in a Raider room?
I know. Let me
Come here talking shit to the only one of the teams that beat you this season. Okay.
let me put this guy. Hey, yeah, make sure you guys don't spam. If you guys on here from different teams, that's cool. Just make sure you say something
Yeah, I
relevant.
put him in
Not
timeout for
yet.
now.
Timeout. Bye bye.
Hey,
So
my
you
opinion. What's up,
finished?
brother? How you doing? Who do you want as a coach? Any chance? No, do not want Chucky 3.0. Do not want him. I am fine with Ben Johnson. I am fine with Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Those are the first two I would like. After that, if we offer it to either one of them and they turn it down, then at that point I'd have to reevaluate who I think would be a better fit. Todd Monken's not a bad option.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, just watch tonight's game.
Yeah.
What that offense did tonight.
Yeah.
Steelers defenses, they're no slouch.
Yeah.
Phantom Glory Country. The Bengals offense only has Burrow, Chase, and maybe Higgins. Our O-line is terrible, and it doesn't help that the refs don't help either. The refs only help one team in the NFL, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. Used to be the Patriots, but now that the Patriots are no longer a thing,
Yeah.
they're an afterthought. The Chiefs, it's all about the Chiefs. You know that. Mahomes is the golden boy. You got a salute from D-Man, so he's on your channel.
Yeah,
Awesome.
appreciate you.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's on mine. Yeah, appreciate
Anybody
you.
that's on my channel, make sure you pop over, hit Jay's channel. Excuse me.
Just Raiders Baby Podcast. Just Raiders Baby Podcast. Make sure you guys check in, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. To see, I'll be doing shows like this. Shit, I'm fucking sick, and I'm over here jumping on. I'm like, I'm gonna jump on this chat real quick with my guy Jeff. It's kind of hot, so for sure. Yo, really quick
Cowboys?
though, really quick.
Ugh.
Yeah, really quick. If you guys come in from another team, that's cool and all. Just make sure you guys come correct. If you guys talk shit, say where the fuck at least what team you're rooting for. Don't be like fuck the Raiders, be all incognito and shit. Because
we want intelligent banter, not the
yeah. Don't be all incognito. Just fuck the Raiders and not say shit. Where you from? Come on, man. Like yeah. If you're gonna give it, you gotta take it. That's how it is. Come on, man.
Let me get through the rest of this chat. I'm a little behind here. How about them Cowboys? What about them?
They ain't doing nothing.
They're going to the Super Bowl. Who's going to the Super Bowl? I hope you don't think it's
the he probably says the Ravens or something. I think he was talking about Ravens right now.
Oh, I mean, obviously they still got a shot because they're still in the playoffs. But I mean, you're still going to get past Buffalo if they win tomorrow, and then someone's still going to get by the Chiefs. They're still the Chiefs. They're still the defending champs until someone beats them.
Yeah,
you got to prove that you can beat them, plain and simple.
Yeah, hopefully the Bills can clip them because I think those are going to be the guys.
Go Eagles.
I don't know why Eagles.
I think, to be honest with you, I have a feeling Philly's going down.
Salute, Moo. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah.
Because they got Tampa Bay, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Tell you, Tampa's my dark horse this season in the playoffs.
Yeah, they good. I like Baker.
Oh no, Tampa's got Washington. Never mind, I take that back. Oh, they got Green Bay in Philly. That's right. Green Bay's no cakewalk either, to be honest with you.
Nope. They good, man.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Time for Raiders Day. What's up, Cat Daddy? How you doing, brother? Thanks for popping in.
Yeah. Azam, appreciate you for tapping in, brother. Make sure you guys check in, hit that subscribe. B-Point.
Hi, I love the Raiders. Well, good. That's what we're all about here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cowboys suck. I won't disagree with that. Not at all.
Cowboys just doing as well as the Raiders.
Yep.
Yeah, we're both even keel. I mean, the only difference is that we don't say we're gonna go to the Super Bowl every year. That's the only difference. But we're about the same kill, bro. I like Trey Lance. I like what I saw from the kid in preseason. I don't know if they're gonna keep him or not. That'd be a waste if y'all let him go. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that if snatch that dude up for like backup QB.
Fuck the Gators, Broncos. Yeah. Oh, another intelligent watcher tonight. Hey, how you doing?
I know.
Good luck tomorrow, buddy. You got Buffalo in Buffalo. The only thing in your favor tomorrow is it's a 1:00 game and not a night game. If it was going to be a night game, it'd be freezing fucking cold, and you're lucky the snow didn't hit them. Because if they would have gotten snow up there, oh good God.
Yes, sir.
Cowboys can still make it to the Super Bowl. Not this year, they're not.
No.
Buffalo Bills. I do want the Bills to win. I hope that's what you're getting at.
Yeah.
But if you're a Bills fan, I'm cool with it too. I don't mind the Bills.
Yeah, they're cool, and I hope they clip. The Chiefs. That's what. Salute, Mike. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Yes, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on both channels if you guys are tapping in.
Detroit and Buffalo are due for a Super Bowl win. I just think that's a beautiful matchup.
That would be a really good game.
It's two great high-flying offenses, two fairly evenly matched defenses. Special teams are probably about that. I mean, I just think that would be a tremendous, entertaining Super Bowl. I really would. I really would. I would be hard-pressed to pick a winner out of the two. I would like to see Detroit win it, like I said earlier, because I think that only increases the chances of us getting, if we're agreeing to hire Ben Johnson, I just think that solidifies it because, again, like I said, it'll be, okay, I've been here for a few years. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. I won a Super Bowl with this team. I helped mold this team and build it to what it is. I did my job. I got my ring. I'm leaving, and I'm going to go and try and do it again with the Raiders. You know, I think if they don't win and they make it to the Super Bowl, he may not want to leave. It may be tougher for him. I think he still would.
So you saw the morning show. So one thing that I said is that it looks like Ben had a really good interview with Tom and them, and it looks like he's the leading candidate for that. It was a really good, strong, positive interview. So you never know. It looks right now, at least Ben is the front runner. From all we know. Shit can change.
Will the Raiders take Dak? We asked is a 7th round pick. That would be a no. I don't want Dak.
No.
No, I'm good.
No,
I wouldn't even take him for. I wouldn't even take him for free.
No, I mean shit. I mean, let me tell you something right now. I mean, if you want to do something with Dak, you gotta take on his contract. That's a whole shit in itself, man. For somebody who's kind of a mid-level quarterback.
I'm not wasting a draft pick, even on the 7th round for him. You want to cut him and we'll pick him up in free agency? Okay.
Yeah.
Put him on your practice squad. See who picks him up.
Yeah. He might be the next backup for sure.
We going to get Travis Hunter. The Cowboys are. We're not getting Travis Hunter. I can tell you that right now. There's no way we're taking him. He ain't going to make it to us anyway. I know initially when I started my whole take on how we should do it, you know, that was my thought process.
Yeah.
That's back when we had the number 1 pick. I was like, we should take Travis Hunter. Don't take one of the 2 quarterbacks. Do some other things. There was a whole. I don't even want to bother saying it now because it ain't going to happen now because we don't have the number 1 pick. But I had a whole thought process laid out, right down to, you know, what number picks we would trade, what we would get. You know, it involved us taking Travis Hunter and not a quarterback.
Right.
You know. But
I don't think he'll make it to 6.
It was a good idea. I kind of think I almost had rundown a little bit. He was kind of starting to follow a little bit, but once we got knocked out of that first round, first pick, he changed his mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Cam Waters, Shador Sanders, neither in my eyes. I know Jay feels different.
I mean, I would take, honestly, either or. And right now, honestly, it depends who's going to be the head coach. That's going to determine whether or not they're going to go up or not. That's how
Jay, would you still be willing to trade up to move back into the top 3 to get one of them?
Me, myself, personally?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I kind of had a little change of heart about that. If I stay at 6, I'm getting like T-Mac, right? I'm getting a receiver. That's my take.
You get one of 3 players. At number 6, you get one of 3, I think.
Yeah,
and but if I'm T-Mac,
Trey Harris, I would say T-Mac, Trey Harris, or Jaden Higgins from Iowa. Those are top 3 guys. Or if I go defensive, I am getting Abdul Carter.
I think Abdul's the one to pick no matter what if he's there.
Yo, that'd be funny if somebody does snatch him up before 6.
I mean, if they do, then that means we still have a shot at hopefully T-Mac and Johnson from Michigan as a cornerback. So either way, we're still going to score. We're going to still get one of the best of those 3 because I think those are the best 3 right now.
Yeah.
You know? Could somebody take him ahead of us, Abdul Carter? Yeah. I saw a mock where they had him falling as far to Carolina. I don't think he gets past us. If he's there for us, I think we take him. You know, because if you go with the mainstays that we already have on defense up front now with Wilkins and we don't look at getting rid of Max in a trade, what kind of a combination are those 3 up front? Good God. You're talking Carter on one end, Max on the other, Wilkins in the middle, you know, re-sign Spillane. I mean,
beast mode. Beast mode. They're just going to be tearing up dudes,
Bringing another linebacker in free agency because Divine Diablo, he's going to be gone. I'm fine with that, too.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, for sure.
Go Raiders. Who do we like and want in the draft? I think we just kind of pretty much said that.
It's all
move
about
on to that one. Sorry,
coach.
Clemson. I didn't see it post ahead of time. What do y'all think about Antonio Pierce firing? I don't think he was qualified. Was he out? Was he out experienced in our division? Because I look at it based on our division. I don't look at it throughout the whole NFL. Um, he was definitely the lowest of the four coaches in the division.
Yeah.
I mean, you got three bona fide winners in the other three teams. Two have won Super Bowls. One has won a national title in college. Been to a Super Bowl. Coached against his brother in the Super Bowl. First year with his new team takes them to the playoffs. Granted, they lost because they suck. Sorry, I had to throw that in there if there's any Charger fans in here. And I don't really care because the Charger fans have been coming all over, coming into our channels and shows all the time lately.
I let them have it on Instagram. Make sure you guys tap into my channel. I just posted up the reply to the Chargers. They came in and tried to talk shit all this week on our show. So fuck that. They got lit up, bro. Got put on notice. Fuck around.
I mean, I'm upset that I wasn't crazy about them letting him go. But now I see, now that it's done and over with, I mean, what are you going to do at this point? We can't change anything. What's done is done. I don't like the way it was done.
Yeah.
I don't think they kind of punked him, I think.
Yeah,
by not firing him after the game and then letting him do that press conference. What's your take on that?
I think I've been pretty vocal about it. I mean, that's mad disrespect. How are you gonna let a man who despite his experience, despite his record, no matter what, this guy came into the building every fucking day at 3 a.m, grinded, showed up to work with these guys, actively try to win games. Obviously, did he make mistakes? Yes, made mistakes. No doubt about it. Right. There was a little bit more to it, right? Because we had all the injuries. It's hard to put wins together when you have injuries. Not making excuses, but if you knew, hey, I'm gonna let this guy go, I'm gonna go out and get a brand new staff, brand new front office. That's fine, but do it the right way. Don't let the man go up there, make a fool of himself, think he's part of the future, and then you go fire him.
Feel these questions too.
Yeah,
the questions that were being asked of him. Yep.
Yeah, Mark fooled everybody. Mark got the best out of everybody. Everybody, even I don't give a fuck who it was. It was NFL insiders. They had them saying that man is safe, and then next thing you know, they fired him.
Well, that was all the headlines. That was all the headlines. Oh, AP safe. It looks like they're bringing him back for another year. I went on Monday night with Leo and Rundown on the show with the two of them, and I said, that was the most relaxed and like massive weight lifted off his shoulder.
Yeah.
In that press conference, that's the most calm and collective and happy I've seen him all season.
Yeah.
And he ends the press conference saying, well, now I got to go meet with Tom Telesco and Mark Davis to discuss, where we go in 2025.
Right.
Not knowing that future doesn't count. It doesn't include you, pal.
Yeah. That all sounded like he's going to stay. Yeah. That all sounds like he's going to stay.
And I think the other thing that kind of bummed me too this week was, they release the Raiders put out a press release that Tom Telesco is staying on as the GM. And then 2 days later, he gets shit canned. And I kind of understand why they kind of did it now, because it makes whoever's, applying for the head coaching job makes the position a little bit more enticing, because now he's going to have a say and he's going to be part of who's coming in as the GM, because they're going to hire the head coach first. Then they're going to get a GM. And then the two of them are going to work on bringing in the coordinators they want together.
Right.
And now it's on free agency, and then it's on to the draft and scouting and all that. And now we're moving, now we got to talk about, because right now it's tough to talk about draft. It's tough to talk about free agency because you don't know what type of scheme teams are going to do. Oh, I want to go back to this one. If you could choose a different QB and a new wide receiver from any team in the NFL, who would you pick to join the Raiders? Ew. That's a good question. So we're playing Madden right now. We're going to pick our top quarterback and wide receiver we want to put on our Raider Madden roster, basically. And then we're going to put them on a real NFL field after that. You go first.
Who would you choose? if you could choose a different QB and a new wide receiver from any team in the NFL, who would you pick to join the Raiders? I don't know. I like.
I guarantee we're going to be different.
We are gonna probably be different. I don't know. I like. I mean, I like Darnold. He's doing good. I probably would go with like Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen's been like pretty fucking solid. I think they're gonna do good things. And you know what? I feel the Bills team could be a little bit better. He had maybe like a different type of receiver. I think they'll be fucking phenomenal. I think they're just like that one missing piece for them to be like really fucking good. They'll be like the fucking Chiefs from the East. They'll be that type of powerhouse. I think they're just like one or two pieces away from that. They haven't been able to really like get it. They got Amari Cooper, but I don't think he's the one. I don't think he's the one to go ahead and make that happen. Receiver wise, I mean, I like T. I like T Higgins. He fucking. I like. It would be either T Higgins or Chase. One of those two guys.
So you're
If I
sticking with
if,
the
if I
Bengals
could
wide
pick it,
receiver.
right? Like I got a blank check. I'm
Mhm.
just gonna this. You get whoever you want. We'll make it happen for you. All right, cool. These are my guys. Those are my two guys.
All right, so you're going.
Allen,
So you're going
Allen,
T Higgins
and
and
Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, we're definitely going to be different.
yeah.
I'm going. I'm. I think you might be surprised by what I'm going to pick.
All right.
Um,
Shoot.
I'm going with. I'm going with Jaden Daniels from Washington. I would
Okay.
take Jaden Daniels as my quarterback. I want the
Yeah.
youth,
Okay.
and I want the playmaking ability too. I mean, I just watching what he did this year.
Oh yeah.
I think with
This is
the
first.
right,
Yeah, this is rookie year.
I
This
would
guy's
take
gonna
him.
get only better.
I mean, everybody wanted him on the Raiders to begin with, so
Yeah.
I would take Jaden Daniels, number one, as my
I like
quarterback.
that. I like
And
that.
for my wide receiver, I'm going youth again on this one. I'm picking another rookie.
Uh-huh.
I'm going Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think he's
Oh
in the right
shit.
fit in Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I don't think he's got the right quarterback with them.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he's in the right offensive scheme down there. He has too much potential to be non-existent on that team. You really didn't hear much about him this season. You really
Yeah.
didn't. I think a pairing of those two together in the pros would be amazing. Seriously, I
Yeah.
think that would be a home run. You know, even if he's a half of what his dad was, good God, give me a break. You know,
Yeah.
that's who I think would be good. What do y'all think about getting Fields for a QB? I'm not opposed to Fields, but
Yeah. I'm
I'm
not
not
those fields either.
I'm not
I'm mad at
crazy
that.
about it either. I want to see Detroit in the big game just to see how Ben Johnson does as a play caller and scheme. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be able to see it during the playoffs starting next
Oh
week.
yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It's the next week. Yeah.
I mean,
And to get to
everybody
that
that's a
point.
Raiders fan, anybody that's a Raiders fan better be paying attention to that game in Detroit when
Yeah,
Detroit
I think
plays.
it'll be
You
a
know,
big spike for tuning into Lions games in the
yeah,
next couple
yeah.
weeks.
Anybody that's a Raiders fan, if you're not watching that game, I don't know what to tell you, but
Yeah.
that's your
Yeah.
potential new head coach. You want to see what he can do? Watch that
Mhm.
game.
Yeah.
Rewatch last week's game against Minnesota. You know, see what they did there. Minnesota's
Yeah.
defense is no slouch.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
baffling that the best Telesco can do with a QB was Minshew. I think that was just a bad decision. Period.
Yeah. That
Um,
was. Oh, sacked out. I replied to Mike, but let
you
me
did?
tell if he's
Okay.
still watching. It's at Just Raiders Baby Podcast. That's Just Raiders Baby Podcast. You guys make sure you guys tap in, hit that subscribe button for sure.
Braden Rimmer, do you think you'll get Ben
Again.
Johnson? I kind of hope so. That's kind of who I'm in the
It's
corner
looking
of
that
right
way.
now.
It's looking that way.
Yeah.
So y'all know, I covered this in the morning show, but so yesterday was Ben Johnson, Aaron Green, Spags, that interviewed yesterday. So we know now that the interview with Ben went really well.
Mhm. Yeah, I haven't heard
Don't trade
anything
up.
bad about it. Like nobody, I haven't heard anything come out with it wasn't a good interview, and you know,
They said strong. He left a strong
no cow,
presence in
no
that
cows
interview. So,
rated Jesse. No, don't trade up, please. Don't trade up, not for a quarterback. I agree 100%, brother. I can't see that happening. I don't want to see that happen. This is why you all lose and you need a coup. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I know we need a quarterback. I just don't think those two in the first round are it. I'm sorry. I'll
that's
argue with
Jeff's pick.
that right up
That's
until the moment that we draft them. I'm
that's
sorry.
Jeff's take. I think it's gonna be up to the head coach. I do think we need a quarterback. That might happen if it's Ben Johnson. That's probably gonna happen. You're gonna make that trade with Cleveland. I still think you can make it, even though Watson tore his ACL. I think that's still possible. You're just gonna have to sweeten the pot and convince these guys to go ahead and take their guy at second or third.
And
That's what I'm saying. It's up to the head coach. So whoever gets hired,
this
we'll
right
know.
here, if this happens, I feel bad for Carter. I already feel bad for Miles Garrett because he's stuck in that team right now, having to deal with the shit that they've got for quarterbacks through the years and their non-commitment to doing anything to help that team. You've got a great talent in Miles Garrett that is just stuck on a mediocre team, and that's going to same thing happen to this guy. Yeah, they're going to be great on defense. They can't fucking do shit on offense. I think that would be a travesty to that poor kid. I just think it would be horrible. Bro, taking up 2.5 times the average oxygen. What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't see the Raiders
I don't
getting
see
any
the
better.
rating getting any better when the turnover rate is high on coaches. Yeah, I mean, let's hope, like we said earlier, that this whoever we pick here sticks for once.
Yeah, they got
I
to do
can't
it the
keep
right
going
way.
through this.
Yeah, got to do it the right way. You got to have some guy here for at least 3 4 years to really put something together. It's hard. We saw it. Hard to do shit in 1 year.
I'm not even
Almost never
gonna.
happens.
I'm not even gonna entertain the answer on that question. But it was on off your channel.
Yeah, that one.
Who you got, Eagles or Packers? Oh, I think I'm going Packers on this one.
Yeah, I like Packers.
For two reasons. One, I just think they're going to win, and two, my daughter's a Packers fan, so I'll support her team tomorrow.
I don't mind the Packers. I don't like Jacobs there, but that's
what are your thoughts on people calling AP a DEI hire? Yep, ignoring that comment too. Yep. Everybody wants to make it about race and all that diversity and all that shit.
It's not. What it was fan base wanted AP. That's what it was about.
Yeah. And you want to ask that question? Go on The View and ask them. They'll answer it for you.
Yeah.
I say build up the defense first. Bring back the 70 style Raiders, mean and nasty, but not a team that commits stupid penalties. I mean, we're partially getting that right now with JPJ. He's been told I don't know how many times this season already to not be aggressive by the refs.
Yeah.
The refs have had to tell the coaches. They've had to tell him himself out on the field, don't be so aggressive. And I'm like, fuck you, no. You be all the aggressiveness you want to use it. That's what we need.
Yep.
No class on how they let AP go. No, absolutely. It was just absolutely wrong. Oh, you just did that? That's that.
Yeah.
Raiders. What's up, James? How you doing, brother?
Yes, sir.
Brock Purdy. Oh, I think he's answering the Brock Purdy as the quarterback.
Yeah, the quarterback. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think everybody wanted us to draft Jay Daniels.
I was a big fan of that.
I would have too, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I would have taken him because it would have been made sense if we would have been able to move up and get him. That's when your draft equity being used to draft a player that early is useful.
Yeah.
Not in a situation like this year. I'm sorry. Because again, neither one of these two are going to come in and stop for us anyway. Go Birds. You sound like you're Boston.
I'm not a Boston fan. Laker fan.
My accent might seem like I live in New England. I'm in Rhode Island, but I don't mind the Celtics, the Red Sox, and the Bruins. The Patriots can fuck off for all I care. I can't stand the Patriots. I hate the Patriots with a passion. I don't care if they never play another game in the NFL again. I don't care if the team folds. I want nothing to do with them. I hate them. That's why it's painful for me to have Brady be involved in this team, and why I was so dead set against any talk whatsoever about Belichick getting involved with this team.
Yeah.
That would be the final nail in the coffin for me. And like I've said before, you wouldn't see me on these shows anymore because as soon as we start winning, if Belichick was here, I would be getting into fights left and right and fuck people up, and I'd be
Yeah.
in jail. So to save face and to not get thrown to jail, I don't want Belichick or any more Patriots shit. You know, I would have taken Vrabel because Vrabel was there as a player, not as a coach. Did his own thing in Tennessee. That's a totally different situation. Got it, Jay. All right, so I guess he's set
for
now.
sure.
All right.
Yeah, he's
You all
good for sure.
sound too intelligent to be Raiders fans. Are you all trolling? All right. Well, I appreciate that then.
I know, right?
Thanks, buddy.
Ball with the Raiders.
Raiders. Oh, another one was Raid Oz. Yeah, that's the New England accent in me, Raiders. I just had to watch the Raiders. Get that off of that. Oh, there you go. That looks better now. Okay.
There you go.
Let's see. You guys are frauds. You're from Boston.
Bro, I don't sound like from Boston, bro. I'm a Cali guy, bro.
I've never been a Patriots fan, even when I was a little kid. Absolutely not. My dad was a Pats fan. The only thing I have that's Patriots in my house or on me personally, I have a tattoo that's actually got the Patriots logo on it, but it's a Raider demon pulling them down into the depths of hell with a bloody nose and a black eye. So that's the only Patriots logo I have on me.
There you go.
But the one thing I do have that my dad left me after he passed away, he had a autographed picture of Adam Vinatieri scoring the winning field goal against the Raiders in the Tug game. I can't get rid of that because it was my dad's. My dad was a huge Pats fan.
Yeah.
I still have that. I don't have it up somewhere in my house, but I do have it, and I'm not getting rid of that. You know, that I'll pass down to my son or my daughter when the time comes. But I do have it. I can't get rid of that.
Yeah.
The View, good answer. Thank you. So if it's not about race, what else can it be about? It's not like Pierce was burning it up as a coordinator. Mayo, the same. These are real questions. I can answer on the Jared Mayo thing. I can answer on the Jared Mayo situation because I only know about the contract because of where I live. I know people, like I said, think I'm a closet Pats fan, but I'm not. It's just I happen to live where I am. Just like Jay living in Arizona, I'm sure he knows a lot about the Cardinals because
I'm in New Mexico, but yes,
New Mexico
Broncos, Broncos
all right,
and
fine.
Cowboys.
Well, somebody like Leo that lives in LA, or guys that live near another team, but you're a fan of the Raiders. If you watch anything to do with sports in the area, that's what's on the news. You got to deal with it, you know. And football-minded people talk, no matter what team. But with Mayo, what they did in New England was he signed when Belichick was the coach. They signed in Mayo's contract. Part of the wording of the verbiage was he was the next. He was basically the one that would take over if Belichick left. It was already written in his contract. So that was a way to skirt the whole Rooney Rule thing, already instill a replacement for Belichick when he was gone. That's why Mayo was there in the first place.
Yeah.
But I think by the time he took over, Vrabel wasn't available at that time. But now that Vrabel was available, I think that's why they let Mayo go, because they had this opportunity to bring Mike Vrabel in. He's already come here for the interview with the Patriots. It's going to go to him. I can't see them hiring anybody else. They'll do the Rooney Rule thing and do their due diligence. They'll cross their T's and dot their I's. But it's going to be Vrabel. If it's not, I will be shocked. I will be absolutely blown away if it's not. I know what's his name. Aaron Glenn refused to do the interview for the Patriots. He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So probably because he knows it's going to Vrabel anyway. So why am I going to waste my time? And I don't blame him. I'll let you give your answer.
Well, David, to your response on Pierce, I mean, look, brother. Y'all know that last year, everybody in the nation was calling for AP to be the head coach. It is no mystery. It's not a race thing. It was the fact that Antonio Pierce came in, changed the culture around when you had toxic culture and with Josh McDaniels, who literally was destroying the team with all toxicity and getting rid of players and all that shit. And then when he left and AP filled that void and he turned that team around and he was the rah coach and we got 5 wins off of that team, off of that roster, everybody wanted to run it back. And obviously we ran it back, and when shit didn't work out and then they saw the way that we played and they saw the team that got put together, 10 game losing streak, they got rid of the guy. It wasn't about race. It was the fact that Mark Davis decided to go ahead and listen to us, listen to the nation, listen to the fan base, and he gave them what we wanted, and that was Antonio Pierce. That's basically the bottom line to it. It wasn't anything to do with affirmative action or anything like that. Jeff spoke to
Paul?
To the Patriots situation, but as far as for us, it was just the whole fan base wanted AP. That's it. Hopefully that answers the question, brother. But yeah.
And also, the players, like you said, the players had a huge impact.
The players,
especially
Max.
It wasn't just us,
my bad. Yeah, it wasn't just us. It was the players. Max was a big proponent of bringing AP here. Literally, Max was like, "I'm not gonna play next year if AP ain't my coach." Was like, "What the fuck is Mark Davis gonna do?" Yeah, well, this is what happens when you let the fucking prisoners run the fucking insane asylum. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, Raider Jester, with the sub. Thank you, brother.
Raider Paul, I pray to God that the Broncos lose tomorrow.
Yep,
I hope they do.
I hope.
One and done.
The Chiefs already. Off
Chiefs already. Chiefs. The Chargers already fell into the normal thing. Yeah. One and done. We made the playoffs. All right, good. Do something with it now.
Yep.
Oh no, we're gonna go out and lose. No, that's what we thought.
Yeah. Exactly.
No shocker there, right? Yeah. What's up, Salute, Paul? How you doing? Thanks for coming in here.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Paul.
it.
Appreciate you, brother.
What up, Dory?
What up, Kyle? Appreciate you, brother, tapping in.
You guys are legit. Great football talk. I would love to have a beer with you guys. I might be biased, but Eagles win this game. Yeah, it still could go either way, to be honest with you. I don't think anybody's got an edge over each other.
It's a pretty even game.
Yeah, I you got two of the best running backs in the league playing each other.
Yeah.
You got Jacobs and you got Saquon. All right, right there alone. You've got Justin Hurts going against Jordan Love. Now, the problem with Hurts is just coming off that concussion. He finally got the clearance to play. Is that going to be a hindrance? He takes one hit. What's going to happen? I don't know. Nobody knows. We've seen what happens with Tua. Tua's come back, taking another hit, and boom, next thing you know, he's doing the crip fingers and he's out cold. So it's like, what the fuck? Defenses both match up pretty evenly. I know the Packers are a little slim based on injuries from last week. The Eagles, obviously, I think they have a better wide receiver core. With the Packers, especially with the Packers losing, Watson last week blew out his ACL in that game. That hurts. That hurts a lot. I will it be a shootout? Possibly.
Maybe.
But it's gonna be a tight game though. Still, I think. I really do. It's gonna come down to the running game. It's gonna be ball control, clock management, who can burn the clock the fastest. It's gonna probably come down to who's got the ball last.
For sure.
This is lining up to be a really good game.
Yep.
Yeah. So, NorCal. OC Nation. As a Lions fan, I feel like AP deserved another year. That's what most of us felt.
Yep.
We really did. I was willing to give him another chance. I know you were, Jay.
Yeah. You got to put a team together for the man.
I think most of us in our community that we deal with all the time on here, like Leo and Rundown and all that, I think they were all okay with giving him another year.
Yeah.
Can't
keep smelling it.
Kyle never should have been fired. Let's see. All I'm trying to say about the race thing is if I'm having heart surgery, I want the best guy, not the black guy. The Rooney rules handcuffing the owners. Facts are facts. Piss has not done anything. No, I mean, did he come with a super resume? No.
No, nobody's disagreeing with that.
No.
The fact is, the hire wasn't based off race. It was based off the players and the fans wanting EP to come in and take over. That's it.
I just don't like how things turn to that, and that's why sometimes if I see a comment come up, like I don't even want to entertain it because I'm not getting roped into that. Not that I'm going to say something I shouldn't because I'm smart enough and I'm not going to do something stupid like that. I don't have.
But we all know anybody who's been on the Raiders, anybody who's a big time Raider fan knows the deal. It was all between the players and the fan base. They called for AP to go ahead and then come in as a head coach. That's just what it was. So, whether you like him or hate him, that happened. So he's gone now. So wish him best of luck.
See, I'm not surprised the Texans beat them. Number one, they were playing at home. And number two, the Chargers they get this mystique where they just can't win in the first round. If they do, it's because they got extremely lucky on something stupid. Not like they didn't try. I'll tell you what. You know who played his ass off today in that game was McConkey. That kid had a great game.
Yeah,
he really did. I mean, that kid fucking lit it up.
Just couldn't get on the ball most of the time. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Who was your guy's number one pick? I've already said it. Abdul Carter. If he's there at 6, we're taking him. That's my feeling.
Yeah, I got T-Mac at 6 if we're going to move up.
Screw the Pats. Damn right, Paul. Screw the Pats.
I still ain't cool with that. Still ain't cool with the Tuck rule. Yep.
The Tuck rule for me, it's obviously memorable because of what it was, but it was also kind of a dark time for me too, because I just had ACL surgery done like a week before, so I obviously wasn't going to be able to go to the game. Couldn't really go out and go to. I mean, it snowed like a son of a bitch here that day, so I wasn't going anywhere. So I'm laid up watching the game. I owned a 2-family house at that time, and my cousins rented out the first floor, so we were all down on the first floor watching the game there. They were all Pats fans, and I remember when Woodson knocked the ball out of his hand, I literally, in a massive long ass knee brace from ankle to freaking waist, jumped up like an idiot, started jumping up and down. I'm all excited because we just got the turnover, the ball's ours. I'm like, yeah, I'm yelling and screaming. And then someone goes, wait a minute, they're reviewing. I said, reviewing what? So I sit back down, I watch, and then I just sat there as they're all cheering now because they get the ball back. And I'm just sitting there like this. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
No, same too. I was ready to pull out my hair.
Then the Patriots end up winning it.
Yeah.
And now because we had so much snow and where I live, the street that came down the side of my house was a massive hill. Wow. They were all out there sledding and having a fun all the time. I went outside, but I'm standing out there with crutches in the snow. And I just look like the poor kid that was, with his friends. They went sledding. I'm standing there with a broken leg. I can't do a goddamn. I couldn't even enjoy the slide going sledding at that point. I was so miserable. So fucking miserable. Who's your guy's number? Oh, we already did that one. I hate the cheeseheads, but I believe Philly is frauds. Green Bay's from the north and battle tested. I mean, they both are. I mean, they both made it to the playoffs, numerous times in the last few years with the current teams and with some additional pieces.
Yeah.
Both teams are coming in with a big additional piece, and that's the running backs for both teams.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, the good thing for I want to see Green Bay win also because of Josh Jacobs. I still like the guy. I still respect him for what he did for us while he was here. I'm happy for him that he's making the playoffs in his first time, and with a new team.
Sure.
I live in Texas, got to deal.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I got to deal with a couple of my buddies are Cowgirl fans, and one of them is actually he's my team lead, and I'm like, he tried to talk shit about Raiders. I'm like, bro, don't be throwing no fucking stuff. So like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Exactly. Shush your mouth.
You guys think it's even on both sides? You're crazy. Position by position, they have nobody better. Shake my head. What are we talking about? Are we still talking about the Eagles Packers game?
Eagles Packers, yeah. He's talking about Eagles Packers. So he's a Packer fan. So
I still
that's
think
cool,
that,
bro.
I think they're more evenly matched out of most of these teams playing.
I don't give a fuck. I just want to see a good game, bro. That's it.
I do too.
You just whatever. You think they're number one defense, go for it. I don't give a fuck, bro. I just want some good damn game tomorrow. That's it. Yeah.
Shootout on the number one defense, y'all nuts.
That's why I said
any given Sunday, man, anybody can beat anybody. I mean, we proved it.
You never know. It's a playoffs, man.
Where's the Ravens fans that were in here giving me shit earlier? Don't come in here and talk to a Raiders fan because we're one of the teams that beat you this year. So you got no say in this room.
Yeah.
As a Bengals, a Ravens fan, come on, go find a Ravens channel. It was based off race.
He's talking about AP.
Whatever. I'm not getting into that.
But okay.
By the way, if y'all don't treat Max right, we're bringing him home to Detroit.
For draft pick,
tell your GM to call Oz when we get one, and say that, hey, what do you want for Max? Well, what do you offer?
50% off Ben Johnson too. Fuck it, bro.
yeah. Can we have Ben Johnson now?
Well, actually, you don't hit the salary cap, so I don't give a fuck. Mark can pay whatever he wants. But Hooker, fucking give me Hooker, bro. Yeah. On top of that, I don't want Hooker too.
I think the Raiders should take the best head coach available. Not that it matters anyway. Raiders suck. I mean, right now, I'm not going to disagree. We are pretty shitty.
Yeah. We are, bro. But look, dude. I mean, obviously, you're not a fan, so whatever fucking team you like, that's cool, dude. But
there you go, Sack
the right way.
Raider Mike. Screw everybody but them. Eagles 41, Green Bay 24, and it's basically a blowout. They score in the last couple of minutes. Remember me, boys. I'll remember.
We'll see if
I'm old. I tend to forget fast, so probably won't remember. Cowgirl fans, no. So you're an Eagles fan. Good for you. How do you think Aiden would do with a top 5 O-line? I think he would have a better chance and will look better than he did this year.
Yeah, he'll look way better.
I mean, he needs a chance.
That's what he does. He's a pocket guy. He's a pocket passer. He's not very mobile. He's being more mobile because he has to be now.
Where's the flag? What up, Raider fan from Iowa since I was 11? I think Brady is stealing Ben Johnson. This could be legit. This could be lit. What's up, brother? I'm really hoping that's who it is. I mean, again, we're gonna have to wait a few more weeks yet.
Yeah, go through a couple more interviews.
Unless they lose next week.
Yeah,
we could see not only having the weapons but having the will to use them. Yeah,
I got both.
Let's see. Hi, Hat Nation. Dak for Max. 50
wow.
My butt, not even close, buddy.
Let me think what team this guy likes. I don't know. Sometimes with the
that's funny. Nice try though. I'll give you credit, man. That was
that'd be hilarious. Those would be the most
we can work something out. We just got Teddy back, so Hendon might be on the. I am fine with taking Hendon Hooker. I really would be. I'm more on board with that now than I was, say, 2 weeks ago if that name popped up. Especially with the possibility that we get Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yuck, no deal. Dak is mid and he's Kirk Cousins with better feet.
Yeah.
I like that.
Who do you want the greatest draft? We covered it earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I got my take. Jay's got his take.
Yeah.
He wants wide receiver. I'm going Abdul Carter.
Yeah. But I ain't mad at Abdul Carter, though. So that's the thing.
Odell Davis quote. Let's see. If we win the Super Bowl, God willing, I think Ben will stay. I don't think he would stay if you guys win the Super Bowl. I think there's more of a chance for him to leave if they win. That's what I've been saying all along. If you lose, you might still keep him. I don't know. He may still want to leave. I don't know. I mean, there's no way of telling right now. I mean, it's all. I don't know. Really, I don't think he'd stay because of a dynasty. I think he'd be there, win the Super Bowl. I got my ring. I want to go and do this on my own and try and win a ring now. That's my thing.
Yeah,
I
I
don't want
think
to play with these
he's gonna
guys.
try to do it as on his own. That's what it's looking like.
Hey, it makes sense. I mean, you just did it as an OC. Now let's go do it as a HC.
Yeah,
You know, you guys
yeah,
need to bring back Del Rio. You guys were heavy contenders. Yeah, the players weren't too crazy about him though. The thing with Del Rio though, it was a chance to have Gruden come back, and Mark Davis just jumped at it. Which is part of the reason why he let him go.
yeah.
Um, I mean, I didn't mind Del Rio. The team seemed like it was responding to him, like in the win column.
They were building
It seemed
something.
like, yeah, it seemed like the team was on the up. I would have been fine with keeping him. I don't know.
Yeah. The only thing with that is that if let's say you do bring Del Rio, you got to start from zero again. You're starting from zero again, so
Yeah,
it'll take another 2 or 3 years for you to even see some remote success. And then what, you gonna let that guy go in year two?
yeah,
Again,
and
if you
I
don't
think
get
the other thing
started,
too. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I think the other thing now too is with Brady being involved. Um, Brady's not going to have that tendency to go back and let's bring in a former coach.
mm-mm.
You know, Brady's not
Yeah,
going
they
to be
don't live in
patient and
nostalgia.
wanna wait. Bringing in a former coach. He's going to want to build from the ground up, and that's pretty much what we're doing right now. We're going from the ground up. We're starting with the head coach search, and then everything else will fall in place after that.
Yeah,
If this is his vision, since Mark Davis gave him the a-okay to do what he wants, or not what he wants, but be heavily involved in helping with the decisions, you know, then that's where we're gonna go, and we're gonna have to deal with it whether we like it or not. You know, I just don't think Brady's gonna do something to put us in a worse position. I can't see
yeah,
him doing that. You know, Yeah,
yeah,
people have to remember, Brady's not going to come in here and try and damage the team because he's a part owner. If the team gets damaged, like loses value, guess what? His value of percentage that he owns money wise is going to go down. He's going to lose money. He's a businessman now. He's not a
yeah,
football player. He's a
yeah,
part owner of an organization that makes him money. Why would he do something that's going to infringe on that or cause him to lose money? You know, so he's got a vested interest in how well this team does
100%.
going forward.
Yep.
Because the more money the team makes, guess what? The more money he's making. You know, I said this way earlier in the show, like in the first hour, like 3.5 hours ago. It's just like Shark Tank. You come in and you offer a percentage to one of these investors. Tom Brady's an investor. You offer him a percentage. He wants a return on his investment. You know, so plain and simple, he's putting money on your product, which is the Raiders organization. He wants a percentage. He wants a
Yep.
return on that. That's how he makes his money. He's not going to fuck it up. If he
Yeah.
does, he's stupid. He's a horrible business owner if that's the case.
Yeah, yeah, we're his team now. It's right now the almighty dollar is what rules Tom Brady.
Who is the best coach in the league? For me, it's Shanahan. I would take Dak for him. You can have Shanahan. I mean, his team's a mess too. He's not much better. He's what one game? Would they win 1 or 2 games more than we did?
Yeah,
You
they
know,
got pretty, so I don't think the Power Boys are pretty.
no, no. He's talking about Shanahan being the best coach. I don't think he's the best coach in the league either.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I know Raider fans aren't going to like this, but I still think the best coach in the league right now is still, until he loses, Andy Reid. I mean, the
uh,
guy can take horse shit and turn it into fucking gold,
yeah,
or turn it into a Super Bowl trophy. I'm sorry. I know
yeah,
it's not a popular take, but until someone knocks them off that horse, they're still it.
yep,
You
yep.
can't
Derail
deny
that.
that.
Got to derail that. You got to
I
derail that.
forgot that Brady now had stake in the team. Brady should be a great influence on the team. I hope so.
Yeah, we're experiencing the
Yeah,
like everybody's saying.
Raider Mike, I feel the same way.
Yep.
I don't want him, and I don't ever see him coming back to being a head coach
Nope.
here. I don't
No.
even think he'd
No.
ever be another head coach anyway. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think his thing is somewhere else now. Appreciate Carlos for tapping in, brother. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, pal.
Yep.
Jed Hughes going to help make the decision easier for Brady, Seymour, and Davis. Yeah, I was totally on board with that when I saw that report the other day.
Yeah.
You know, and knowing his history and what he's done in the college ranks, whether it be pros and in the coaching ranks, whether it be pros or college, and like what was brought up earlier. Did you do it on your show today?
Yeah, I did it. So
you brought that up, right? I knew I saw
brought that up. Yeah. So basically,
do you have it now?
Yeah. Hold on, let me pull it up.
If you got it, throw it up.
Yeah, I'll throw it up right now.
Anybody that's not familiar with this Jed Hughes gentleman, what he is he works for for a company that is like a headhunter. Anybody that's familiar with a headhunter company, it's somebody that helps.
I thought I did. It was
fill job positions for people.
Johnson, that's
or helps organizations find people to fill jobs. So what he does with this company he works for is he assists professional sports teams in hiring or vetting and looking into head coaches, other coaching candidates like assistant coaches. He's got a wait till you see this list. He's got a pretty damn good resume as far as head coaches that he's helped get hired in the NFL. Yeah. And we're not talking about, he got this guy hired and a year later the guy was let go or two. They're pretty successful coaches. Wait till you see the list. And he's even got some good basketball ones too. I mean, I'm not a big basketball fan, but I know the names.
Yep. Yeah. So this guy basically
pull it up.
I don't have it. I thought I just talked about it. Yeah, I don't. But let me look them up. I think I can look.
You might remember what they were.
Jed Hughes. Hold on. But yeah, basically, you give this guy your wish list of teams that you want to go ahead and get right. So you give your guy a list of head coaches you want to get. This guy will go out and try to line those interviews up for you. So that's basically what he does. And so it looks with this move, y'all. I mean, it's basically the Raiders doing things the right way, and that's what you want. You want him to you want them to do things the right way. But I think I got this pulled up. Hold on. He's. Let me sign that. Come on. All
right. Slum Life. I mean, there's a lot of quarterback, but not a lot. But there's a few out there. I'm not. I don't even want to bring in a free agent quarterback.
I got it.
Honest with you.
Sure.
I mean, the one everybody's hoping for is Sam Darnold, but I don't see him going.
All right. So this guy, be ready. I can put him up.
Yeah, go whenever you're ready.
I think you have to add it. There we go. All right. So that's Jed Hughes. He's a vice chairman of Ferry.
Oh shit! Sorry. Hang on. What the hell did I just do? I didn't want to do that. There it is. That's what I wanted.
All right, cool. Yeah, so Jed Hughes is the vice chairman of Korn Ferry, and they basically they're basically like a headhunter employment agency, if you want to kind of put it in the simplest terms. But these guys go out and get coaches with sports teams. So, for them to go out and kind of get somebody of this caliber, I mean, their intention is to try to get they're trying to do due diligence on this position. So they're trying to go ahead and do as many interviews as possible. I mean, that's why you're seeing the whole list of teams more than last year interview, because they're trying to get the right person. They want to make sure they get the one. So yeah, that's Jed Hughes. This guy.
That's a cute picture of him.
I know.
So let's see. I love our division because we are rivals, but it's always a friendly rivalry. We all appreciate each other, but want our teams to win. Of course we do. I mean, I don't hate on Broncos fans, or I don't like the team. I'm civil to Broncos fans. You know what? If you come in my channel or Jay's channel or anyone that's associated with us, and you're respectful, and you have combos with us, and we talk
Yeah,
players and such, and teams and games and
yeah,
scores. I'm fine with it. It's the people that come in and are like, "Oh, you guys fucking suck," and the ones that
yeah,
just had no context to anything. They just come in and just
yeah,
throw stupid shit out. You
yeah,
know, I like having intelligent conversations with people.
yep,
On that note, Jay, you got to get out then.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I
Ah,
see you're sick. I could tell you're a little slow on that one.
nah, I got it really
I
quick.
want to be able to have productive banter back and forth.
Yeah,
I have no problem bringing a fan on of an opposite team. No problem. I'll go toe to toe with you talking shit about, talking about our teams, good and bad, whatever.
right.
I don't deny that our teams suck this year. You know,
Yeah,
if I'm denying and saying we don't suck, then I'm delusional myself.
yeah,
You know, you,
yeah.
you got to know when you're good and when you're not. Right now, we're not good.
We are not good.
So
Yep.
yeah,
We're trying to
dude, I
get good.
respect you as a Broncos fan. I don't
Yep.
like your team.
Yep.
I want Buffalo to win.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But if you guys win, you win. I just hope
Yeah.
if it comes down where you guys have to play the Chiefs next week, and you guys win tomorrow and have to play the Chiefs, I hope you beat the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs more than I hate
Yeah.
your, just like the Broncos.
Yeah. We hate the Chiefs more than the Broncos. That's
Andy
for
Reid
sure.
has played
Facts.
our division as a Bolts fan for so long. As a Bolts fan, I think Herbert is good, but I feel keep spinning up. I feel like anytime the lights shine brightest, he can't do anything. What do you guys think? I've always said this. I liked Herbert, but I just don't think he's got it like to get them to where they need to be.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to take you guys to the next level. That might be
I
it.
don't think you're gonna. You know what it is? He's. I'm gonna put it this way, Jay. You tell me if I'm right or if I'm
Yeah.
wrong or if I'm on the money
Okay.
with this here. Um, I think Herbert is the new Derek Carr of the AFC West.
He might be. He
He
might
he is
be.
like your version of our Derek Carr when he played for us,
Yeah.
meaning he's good. He puts up great numbers. He has great seasons. But when it gets to the point where you need him the most in the playoffs, when you make the playoffs very rarely, and then when you do make it, you consistently lose first round.
Mhm.
He's, I think he is pretty much your Derek Carr.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Because he had all the weapons. He had everybody was pretty much healthy. Bosa played, Mac played. I mean, he had what was it, McConkey? I mean, he couldn't get him the ball. I mean, that's the problem.
I mean, he
So
definitely got
I don't.
McConkey the ball today,
Yeah,
yesterday's game. I mean, that was incredible.
yeah,
That kid had a
yeah,
great game.
yeah. But no, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, he might not be the one to take you past the first round. And sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you get
Mm.
the guy who's kind of that mid quarterback. Who yeah, he might get you to the playoffs, but first round is just like
Let's draft a couple of QBs. I mean, I'm not opposed to that either. We could draft one that with the hope is the one that's going to be the one for the future, and then you could always grab another one later on. There's plenty of them. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
if you're grabbing one in the later rounds, and you know he's not starting anytime soon. It's
yep,
just adding depth and competition.
exactly.
Will help Mark Davis be less of an idiot. Yeah,
Talking about
they're
Brady.
they're
Yep.
referring to to Jed
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Burn. Yeah,
yeah,
Raven and Lamar. Yeah, good luck this off season.
yeah.
Herbert is this generation's real Philip Rivers. Yeah, kind
Yeah,
of,
they made that
man.
comparison.
Yeah, yeah. Herbert is
Oh,
definitely no Lamar.
no Lamar.
Lamar's his own breed.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see who's going to win the MVP this year. If they're going to give it
yeah,
to him, or if it should go to Josh Allen. To be honest with you, I just love the fact that Mahomes his name is going to be mentioned. Is
yeah,
not going to be mentioned to any of the was. Not even it's not mentioned in the Pro Bowl. He's got no shot of winning the MVP.
yeah.
If you want to pick an MVP on the Chiefs side, I think you'd have to go with fucking. Um, oh my God, what's his name?
Give me a second.
The defensive end, the lineman, Jones, Chris Jones. I think you'd have to go with him as their MVP. He's Rivers 2.0. Rivers was pretty bad, dude. I don't know about that one. Oh, Ryan Leaf was bad too. Thank God I bet the Texans today. Yikes! Yeah, I would have taken the Texans today too. I would never pick the Chargers in the playoffs
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Bad
Yeah. Yeah.
experience, bad history with them in the playoffs. They're just
Yeah.
not good.
No.
Um,
All
I
right.
think I'm starting to run out of steam.
All right. Yeah. It's pretty late where I'm at too. So,
Yeah,
I think we're gonna go ahead and maybe call it a night.
it's two
It
forty
was
in the morning here.
for you. Yeah. This is 12:40 for me,
I
man.
probably might
Shit.
not even go to bed, to be honest with you. I might just fall
Wait.
asleep in the morning sometime and sleep most of it. It snowed like crazy here today. We got like
Uh.
maybe about 5 or 6 inches on the ground out there.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going anywhere tomorrow.
All right. There you
I went
go.
out and
Yeah.
did my shit earlier today. Hey, did you hear me earlier talk about the Booster Club stuff?
No. No.
We had our executive board meeting today, the
Uh-huh.
first one with the new regime in power now. Um, so this was the first one of me running it as the actual president now.
Oh, nice.
Um, so the board, everybody on it approved us to go ahead and work on an online store.
Oh,
So
cool.
we're going to go with the actual company that does all our current merchandise right now. They offer that option as an online store.
Okay.
So hopefully, I want to get it up and running by the end of this month. So we'll be able to
Yeah.
start selling the Booster Club merchandise.
Yeah. There you go.
And I'm kind of hoping to eventually maybe piggyback off of that with something of my own stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully we're going to start small, like just like, 3 or 4 items first, see how that starts, how that goes. The good thing is I can use all the current inventory we have. Right now, I got like two big ass Rubbermaid bins in the back of
Uh-huh.
my wife's Arcadia,
Yeah. Yeah.
sitting there full of T-shirts and winter hats and magnets and all kinds of other
Yeah.
shit. Well, I just keep it in the car because we go to different events that we host and everything and do during the season. Stuff's
Well.
always in the car, so if somebody needs it. But they're going to be able to take some of that stuff we have on hand already, stuff we already paid for. So
And move it. Yeah.
whatever we sell, it's right in right in the bank. It's
Oh, that's
perfect.
good. Yeah.
This is something I've been wanting to do for the last few months. You know, because we got a big dealer coming up next year. We got the Raiders coming here to play the Patriots in New England.
Yes, sir.
So
Yep.
we're going to need to procure some funds to host a pregame party the night before and the tailgate the day of the game. I've already been in talks with one of the presidents from the Black Hole chapter out in Nevada, and I'm waiting to hear
Uh-huh.
back from Mark Jones, who's the actual head of the overall Black Hole.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos of them doing the march from Mandalay Bay to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Region?
Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
big tall guy that's usually next to the flag bearer has a cowboy hat on and the
Yeah.
jacket, real tall
Uh-huh.
guy. That's Mark Jones.
Yeah.
That's the guy that's the president of the Black Hole. So, because they usually tend to travel for some of these away games, and I'm kind of hoping they come out here
Uh-huh.
so we can kind of work with them and do a joint venture.
Oh, that'd be good.
Because if
Yeah.
they come out, I know Captain Jack wants to come up here, so he's part of that. That also will hopefully pull Gorilla Rilla over here, Senorita, and Violator. You know, Wayne Marbury. The good thing is, I talk to Wayne all the time in private message on Instagram or Facebook, so I got a good rapport with him too. So that'd be great if they come out. We get them to come to the party. It helps bring in people, and that's what we
Oh,
want.
yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah, for sure.
so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good year. We got a lot of stuff to do for the club this year.
Oh,
It's going to be a
definitely.
busy year.
Yeah. Yeah. For
So
sure.
the good thing is with me being out of work now permanently and doing this, I've got all the time in the world. So
Oh, that's good.
I
Yeah.
thought I was only going to be on for about 2 hours tonight. Here it is.
So
It's
you're going on 4. You're going on 4 hours.
I've been out for 3 hours and 45 minutes. It's quarter to 3 in the morning now. I started
Yeah.
this at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
No,
I know. And like you got
I'm probably
so
gonna
you
have
got
no
like
voice tomorrow.
60. You got about almost 70 people in the building. Salute to everybody.
I know, and that's the tough
Everybody
part
tapping
that's
in.
making me not want to leave right now because of the
Yeah.
amount of
Yeah.
people that is still viewing this. I mean, this has been a great turnout. I appreciate everybody, coming in and interacting in the chat. This has been a fun night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jay, I thank you for coming on.
Oh,
Last
of
minute
course.
jumped in and,
Appreciate you for having me
you
on
know,
as always. Uh-huh.
got you over,
100%.
some streams on your channel.
Yeah.
Uh, Anybody that's still watching, make sure you make it over to my guy Jay's channel. Jay, hit it up again.
Yeah. So make sure you guys tap in. It's Just Raiders Baby Podcast. That's Just Raiders Baby Podcast. Make sure you guys go ahead and check in, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. Like we're doing this show now. This is a pop-up show. I'm like, I'm gonna hop on a little bit with my guy right here. We're gonna do it. I just did the Saturday morning show. I do a Saturday morning show every damn Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. And then we do our Wednesday show. That's the Rated Connection. That goes down every damn Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific. That's 10
I
p.m.
love it when
Eastern
you
for
say it
all of
that
our
way.
East Coast fams. That's me, Jeff, Cheeto Linus, and I'll be Raider 10. We do the damn thing. I had Cheeto on this morning, so it was a really good show.
That was a good
we
show.
talked about the coaches. Yeah, we talked about the coaches. Ben Johnson kind of dabbled on Pete Carroll and a couple of the other guys as well. So make sure. Appreciate Big Dog with the subscription.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. 100%.
I just put the Linktree account up. If you click on that link, that'll take you all to all the social media platforms that I'm on and the Booster Club is on. So go for it. Hit us up. Follow us on all of those.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We appreciate
make sure you guys
support that all of you give.
keep supporting the show. Keep supporting the content. We'll do shows. We'll talk and we'll shoot the shit. We're interacting with you guys. This is your platform as much as it is ours. We want to hear you guys' thoughts on a lot of what's going on with the Raider Nation, with the news, like Ben Johnson and all the coaches coming in. I mean, this is going to affect the future. We didn't want to go down this way, but it's here, and we just got to go through the motions now.
We got to deal with it.
Yeah,
so
see who's going to come in.
Stay tuned for all our channels and everything. Hit those notifications on the subscribe.
Especially yours, because you do pop-up shows more than
I'll
do.
pop
You
on
do
at any time. I can do them.
You do it randomly, yeah.
Jay shows on Jay. What he's asking, what time on Saturdays for your show?
10 a.m. Pacific. That's 1 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, make sure you tap in, brother. You can watch the replay from this morning. I'm on with Cheeto, and then we talked about Ben Johnson and everybody else. Really? And then fuck the Raiders. Wow, that's great, bro.
Yeah, I've been on the show with Jay. I think it was your first show, right? I stopped.
Yeah, so you did the inaugural show with me. That was cool. That was fire. We talked about that was Chargers week. So we did Chargers week, and then we were on the fence about AP, and then we're like, oh well, we'll see what happens. But yeah,
this week's been just been a whirlwind of a week. It's been
for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely
been a crazy week.
Definitely stay tuned to our channels and our notifications. With everything coming up with head coaching searches, coordinators, GMs. We'll have a lot of thoughts on what we think it fits best, or just our general opinion. You guys hop on the chat, ask us questions, give us your thought process. I have no problem talking to anybody that's in the channel. I don't care what team you're a fan of. Just keep, as long as you keep it respectful and don't spam. So you give everybody else a chance to enter their chat, so I can keep up with it. Today was a challenge for sure. I mean, the chat was pretty freaking active, which is awesome.
Yeah,
know what? Everybody that's in the chat makes our job so much easier.
Oh yeah.
Because you present us with questions and your opinions, and we chit chat and we talk about them. It's when the show first starts out and nobody's in yet because they haven't seen it pop up yet. You just sit here and you just start talking, and like if you watch the first 8 minutes or so of this show tonight, you'll see that's exactly what happened, where nobody was popping in. I just jumped in and just started talking, until somebody started posting questions and comments, and then it just takes off from there.
Yeah,
So
and we
tonight was
got like
probably the one of
60
the
people in the building, which is
yeah. I mean, we're
insane.
still at
Late
60.
night, yeah, late night Saturday night. It's all good,
And it
man. We
keeps
we love
jumping
it.
up and down too. I mean, it just was
Yeah,
high as 80 a second
yeah,
ago.
yeah,
So I mean, I really appreciate everybody that popped in.
for
I do
sure,
hate to cut it
100%.
short. No, cut it short.
Yeah,
I've been on for almost 4 hours.
I know. You're like,
Not really
time
cutting
to
it
wrap it
short,
up.
but
Yeah,
I know people are still interested. I mean, if I had a little bit more energy in me right now and didn't have such a long day that I already went through, I probably would stay on. But
yeah,
it's all quiet in the house now. Everybody in the house is asleep, and
same,
I don't
same.
feel like putting my headphones on at this point.
Yeah,
But Tom Brady returns as QB. Brady's only hope. I hope that's not true. That would suck.
yeah. Not a 46,
I'm good.
47
I'm
year
good
old
with
Tom
moving on
Brady,
from
bro.
Tom Brady
No,
being a quarterback or a player
yeah, he
again.
he could be the owner GM if he wants.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
I'll take his
So,
mind over his arm. Let a younger
Jay,
man play
thank
the
you
game.
again for popping on and entertaining the crowd with me. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
for sure. Appreciate you
I
for
am
having me on, brother.
probably more than likely going to do this again tomorrow during the games, as long as Turf and them aren't on, because I don't
Yeah,
want to take away from their crowd.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
if anything, I would jump on with them, but I will also stream it on my channel. So if my notification pops up that I'm on,
yeah,
obviously I'll be on somewhere on with somebody. But
yeah, yeah,
I'm grinding these hours out, baby. So
yeah.
everybody, stay safe. Anybody that's out in the California, LA area, be careful out there. Stay safe.
Mhm.
When you're told to evacuate, get the hell out of there. Don't mess
Yep.
around.
Don't
I
mess
know
with
the
it.
fires are starting to kick back up
Don't
again,
risk it.
and they're popping up in more spots now too. So
Yeah.
stay safe. Have a good evening, everybody. Later,
Alrighty, y'all.
brother.
Don't
I'll talk to you
forget to
tomorrow.
like and subscribe as
Yes,
always.
please like and
Hit
subscribe
your
to
bar
both of
tabs.
us, and have a
Yep.
good evening, folks.
Yep. Peace, guys. Salute.